Sunday morning style. Won't you be glad when these Sundays start turning into, all right, guys, we got this, all right? So you know all we got to do, play these guys tough. They're wimps. No matter what their record is, I know they're undefeated, but it doesn't matter. We're going to beat them today. You figure we somewhere on this schedule, we are going to run into an undefeated team. Hey, maybe we can be undefeated at that same time. Ooh, yes. Because for one thing, we got the top guns. Are you ready to talk some 49er football? As NFL observers are looking around the league, making their observations, as they always do this time of year, it has been noticed that the Niners receiving core is way above average. The word elite has been used by PFF to describe the unit. Defenseman Charles Omenihu has picked up some interesting attention from CBS Sports we're talking about. And tonight, after going over the plenty of reasons of why PFF believes so highly of the Niners receiving room, along with CBS reporter Chris Trapasso's projection of a Charles Omenihu breakout year, we'll pick up the phones for your take. Are you excited about this red and gold look into the future? Oh, yeah, I can't wait for the season to start. It has all to do with the weather warming up. As soon as that happens, you start to get that fever. You got Trey. Trey's been an extra week in camp. That boy is serious. I'm going to get off him in a minute. I ain't never been on him, but I'm going to start to believe even more than I would without having seen him done anything yet. But that boy's got drive and dedication. He knows what his job is. Go get him, Trey. Mrs. Lance raised that boy right. Also, Frank Gore still has a lot of love for the Niners, as you probably already know and heard. He's declared a never-ending desire to root for the organization that made him a third-round pick back in 2005. The rest is, as they cliché say, is history. Earlier this month, Frankie signed a one-day contract with the team, officially retiring as a member of the Red and Gold. It was such a festivity day. Frankie G will be eligible for the Pro Bowl Hall of Fame, but they'll have to wait until 2026. T.O. will be coaching him as to how to get on people's nerves between now and then. But between now and then, he also has his sights set on returning to the game he loves before any enshrinements or ceremonies take any place. Frank wants to stick around the Bay Area and work in the front office. See, because some of the other legends of the past, you know the names. I'm not going down through them, but they don't really come back and say, Jad, get out here, man. I want to talk to you. No, let me in. Jad, you know how much I love this organization. I appreciate you and everything you've done for me. If it wasn't for y'all, I would not be who I am today. I got 14 houses, 25 children. All of them ain't got the same mama, but still, you know your life and my lives are been entwined. Jed, give me a job. Nobody's coming in and doing that. Frank did. Jerry, Joe, Steve, Gore said this week on Canberra's Tolbert and Cope show, quote, I want to stay around football. I've been talking back and forth with Jed, so I'm going to see about John being able to help in the front office. Help the 49ers, a team that did great to get better. But I do really want to stay around football because I do like it, unquote. Yeah, Frankie, man, they better hire you, man, because, there'll be a lot of racket and noise they don't want to hear if they don't hire you. Oh. And Frankie, having you down on the field, rubbing elbows with the running backs, that'll just make them glow. Oh, they'll take their game to the next level just because you talk to them. I'll give Jad, you hire him yesterday. There's no need to go back and forth. It's a done deal. Hey, now, Trey Lance coming into his second year as a Niners starting QB, unlike most freshly drafted quarterbacks, is going to inherit a prime-time arsenal of established offensive weaponry. PFF ranked the league's pass-catching groups and put San Francisco at number 6 overall. And in the Tier. And the last time we got that, usually they rank up different positions in certain levels, but nobody ever uses the word elite. I have not seen that been used since God knows when in any 49er group. Well, you do. We had guys in the Pro Bowl, but I'm talking about as a unit. Juice comes out every year. He goes to the Pro Bowl. George Kittle probably goes to the Pro Bowl every year. Trent Williams just got here. He hasn't always been a part of our family. He, of course, is a Pro Bowler, right? You know the Pro Bowlers. Nick Bosa. Don't get me started on what they didn't do but anyway, PFF ranked the league's pass catching groups and put San Francisco at number 6, as I mentioned, behind at Las Vegas, Philadelphia, Miami, Tampa Bay, and Cincinnati. That ranking, of course, relies a lot on Deebo Samuel status. Why haven't they signed him yet, man? What the hell's going on with Deebo? John, what are you guys doing? Would you... What? Stop clowning him. That's why you see when he gets mad again, don't say nothing. From PFF, we got to have Deebo Samuel. From PFF, before Samuel took on his wide back role toward the tail end of the 2021 season, as you know, he was one of the most efficient wide receivers in the game. His 86.9 PFF receiving grade through Week 10 ranked third behind only Devontae Adams and Cooper Kupp. And that's big names, big. George Kittle remains one of the league's few truly elite tight ends. I know about the guy in Kansas City. He ain't George Kittle. I'm sorry. Travis is good, but he ain't, he's one-dimensional. And after B.A. and Coach Shanahan finally cleared the bad air between them, B.A. came rolling down the stretch to generate a 119.4 passer rating on his 83 targets. If you keep in mind the potential contributions from less established players like J.J. Jawan Jennings and rookie speedster Danny Gray. If he can just keep his hamstrings on his body. Boy, I always worry about these guys who run 4.3s. You can always guarantee that they Danny, just fall to the ground. Just fall to the ground now. This becomes one of the more well-rounded groups in the league on paper. That's all there is to that. Deebo's rushing adventures make it easy to forget those 77 receptions, though. But the player was heading for top gun of the top guns with 1,405 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns last year, and that was not on a full-time basis. I do wonder where Deebo was going had the wideback situation not come into focus. His 18.2 yards per reception led the NFL. He showed last year he's a true number one receiver. Remember we said, yeah, Deebo is all this and he's all that, but he ain't no number one receiver. I'll be damned. I will be damned. Don't you? Deebo is a number one receiver. And Ayuk's emergence at the end of the season is also a good sign for the Niners. B.A. took over a lot of the pass-catching responsibilities Deebo relinquished when his receiving touches turned to carries. Over his final 10 games, B.A. had 43 catches for 685 yards and 4 touchdowns. If Mrs. Ayuk's baby boy picks up in 2022, where he left off, he could push the 1,000-yard mark as the team's number 2 receiver. This is why PFF's saying what they're saying about this unit, man. You got Deebo and Ayuk alone. Already put them in the elite category. Adding GK to that 1-2 punch gives the 49ers 3 legitimate high-level pass catchers who can impact the game at all 3 levels and after the catch. The exciting thing for San Francisco is what's further down the depth chart. It just gets rosier and rosier. Jennings, Gray, Ray McLeod, and have a legitimate shot at making a difference as a third wide receiver. Fam, that's one of the questions tonight, just for fun. Who's going to be demand number 3? Who's it going to be? You know, just Ray, Jawan, and Mrs. Gray's baby fast boy. Given the varying skill sets, there could be moments for every member of that trio. If one emerges as a legitimate wide WR3, option, though, which Jennings certainly did toward the end of last season, we may witness the Niners group of pass catchers landing even higher on this list come this time, actually before this time next year. While there'll be some questions to answer along the offensive line, this receiving core could be one of the NFL's best. They are the writings on the wall. Can they get it done? That intensity of the season, it's going to be something to watch. Okay, and can we talk a bit about Charles Omenihu? You know, I loved him last year when he came in, and I saw him doing some of the things he did. Here's the thing. Chris Trapasso of CBS Sports named 5 players primed for a breakout season amid a contract year. The Houston Texans made defensive end Charles Omenihu a 5th-round draft pick in 2019. But on November 2, 2021, he was traded to the Niners for a 2023 6th-round pick. And I'm feeling like right now that's already been paid. Omenihu is entering the final year of his rookie deal and is slated to earn $2.54 million during the upcoming season before becoming an unrestricted free agent in 2023. Fam, we may have to bring him up out of that poverty wage level, you know what I'm saying? You know, because after a few times watching plays, one of the moments on several. Who is? That's that dude. That's that new dude, Omenihu. Boy, he had their hands full. Didn't they? Look at him. After racking up 7 sacks through his first 2 seasons, Omenihu didn't reach the quarterback in 2021, but accumulated 17 tackles, a tackle for a loss, 4 QB hits, and a pass defense through 15 games with the Texans and Niners. Only 15 games. This is where Omenihu did earn 1.5 sacks and 34 defensive snaps during the Niners playoff game against them boys. Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, he made last season, Charles O had 16 pressures and limited playing time through 6 games with the Texans per PFF. That was enough to intrigue Niners GM Lynch and influence his way onto Trapasso's list that, by the way, includes Broncos DT Draymond Jones. You've seen him play. Guy's an animal. Cowboys running back Tony Pollard, another fan. I do like him. Don't like them boys, but Pollard can play some ball. Bills wide receiver Jamison Crowder. I already know about him, but and Rams defensive tackle Greg Gaines, of whom I do not actually remember. Rams, I'm sorry, I just didn't see him do anything special. What's strange and may need correction was that after being on the field for close to 40 snaps per game with the Texans, the 49ers newly acquired pass rusher never played more than 20 snaps in a single contest for the rest of the regular season. 49ers. According to Trapasso, who is quoted saying that changed in the first playoff win when he erupted for 6 pressures on 27 pass rush opportunities across 35 total snaps against them boys. Sure, it was just a one contest, a rather big one at that, but Omenihu made a statement to his new coaching staff. He should have been playing more from the jump in his new locale. Cole goes on to say the former Texas star has gotten more comfortable and productive, rushing the passer in each of his first 3 seasons in the NFL and in what should be a more prominent role on the 49ers defensive line. I expect a noticeable breakout en route to a hefty extension in the 2023 season for the nearly 6'6". I didn't know he was that big. With a 36-inch tentacles, this dude is a condor. You know what? I don't understand. I'm ready to agree already. Those 6 pressures on the playoff stage were a single-game career high for Omenihu, and he came up huge. You know what, though? Let's keep in mind that Chris Trapasso, who is nobody's questionable coach, was most likely bringing Mrs. Omenihu's baby boy down in the ranks while raising him up with raw meat and hot sauce. Probably that Louisiana-style sauce, too. While shaping him up. All right? Chris already has his warriors out there. He's got them ready in prime time ready, right? So remember, Arden Key was raising hell towards the end of last season. He didn't need to sit down. He didn't need to sit down either, right? Yeah, I'm not sitting Arden Key down for nobody last year. Charles O had just recently arrived. Arden is no longer in the way, though. Which is why the 49 says, Arden, you need more money? Go ahead. Hey, listen, we're not gonna stand in your way. You go do what you got to do. And he did. In addition, the Charles O overall PFF grade 66.6 and pass rushing grade to 82.3 last season were also career highs. Niners D. Miko Ryan said earlier this week, Charles has done a good job. I think OTAs have been very beneficial for him. He came in mid-season in 2021, so for him to get all the groundwork, day one fundamentals of how we play D-line, this has been huge for him. I'm happy that he's able to get these OTAs under the belt. He's going to be much better for us just because he has a really base level of how we do things now, unquote. See, fam, because ever since Charles O got my complete attention during the playoffs, working that $40 million man, Dak Prescott, I've been a fan anyway. You know, you got a guy 6'6" with that athleticism. If he's going to stay on the team, if he's going to be out there, he's going to be on. You know, this is interesting because I thought he was an interior lineman. He's an end. Okay, we'll see. We'll work that out. It's a nice problem to have. We got a lot of guys. I didn't count him on the end. We got an army on the edges now. Okay, well, anyway, it's going to be fun to watch, see what develops here. Chris Trapasso of CBS Sports. Feeling you on this one, baby. I'm telling you right now. Brilliant observation. You and me can hang any time. I'm in full agreement. I want to see more Omenihu. Anyway, and could that be the Texas problem too? They had too many people. I don't know. We'll see. Big Show makes his presence known early. He says, "It is year 5, 2022. It's still me, Steve. Hey, thanks." Show for that contribution. Juicevion? That's a Juicevion, right? What's good, fam? Momo Martin. Oh, the Rev is in the building. Oh, God. Football. I can't wait for some football. We got just a few weeks. Let me go check on John. Hey, John.
Ronbo.
John, 49ers Ultimate Report in the house. John, are we hiring Frank Gore? And is that going to be a good hire? You're looking at that receiving room, and John, they have been statused. It is elite. Do you agree? And do you like Omenihu? And do you believe that he can make a difference? Frank, that's a child. I mean, John, all of that. Anything else you want to add? Let's have it.
Okay, so, Ronbo, I have a question to ask you before we jump into the topic.
Please.
So I see Don Burr and the Chicago fan. You know, they're going at it. It's funny, anyway. And then there's this guy named Tony who's also in that conversation. But that's funny. But here's the point that I want to ask you. So, Mr. Chicago Sports Talk was on my show. He was writing in the chat, and I wanted to get your thoughts and any of the 49ers faithful that this guy had the nerve that they're going to put 30 points on us. So I want to ask you, Rumble, do you think the Bears can do that on us?
You know, I honestly, Michael, you know, I like you and everything. You come on in here, and I enjoy the entertainment you bring to the chat. But, Michael, I would not, don't bet any money on that. Michael, I'm telling you right now, 30 points on 49ers defense, which has added some dimensions. I'm going to take no.
Anyway, I agree, Rumble, because this guy's like talking that Nick Bosa ain't good, Fred Warner ain't good, Aziz ain't good. Come on, what about those guys are good on defense, right?
Yes.
Anyway,
those are Pro Bowlers. Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, but at the end of the day, Nick Bosa is a great player. Fred Warner, that Aziz, and Greenlaw, those are good players. But I digress.
Oh.
Anyway, I'll be listening to his rebuttal if he does show up tonight. But let's talk about the topic about I like Charles Omenihu when we picked him up last year. I'm not saying he's going to be a very important impact player, but he brings in depth. He brings in depth because we don't know who's going to be on the other side of Nick Bosa. We know Nick Bosa's on one side. And the biggest question is who's going to be on the other side. We drafted Drake Jackson. We have Samson Ebukam. We brought in Kerry Hyder back. So
you got Kerry Hyder, you got Jordan. Yeah, you got a lot of guys.
Yeah. So
I think we're leaving a couple out too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, that's going to be very, very, very interesting. And, it's good to have that depth because I think last year the Niners had, 11 or 12 defensive line players when they made the cuts. Because, again, one of the things that John Lynch, when he was interviewed, when he took over the job, was someone asked him, who were someone that you really, spoke to, got advice? And he said, when I was in Tampa Bay, my coach was Tony Dungy, and he basically reached out to him, and Tony Dungy said, you build in the trenches. You build on the offensive line, and you build from the trenches. So it's always great. It's always great to always have great depth at the lines. And, of course, because of the Niners, I don't want to talk about this, but hopefully these injuries, stop because it's really frustrating.
Oh, don't even say the word. Oh, my God.
I know.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's just, we're just a lightning rod for that stuff, man. Oh, God, It's terrible.
Yeah. And then also, when it comes to the wide receivers, again, we have a really good wide receiving corps for the first time in a long time. Deebo's still there, Ayuk is still there. Jawan Jennings, apparently what I read, again, I just read the articles, like he had a really great connection with Trey Lance. They were connecting very well. Trey Lance and him were doing really well on the 7-on-7 drills, which is a really good positive, for us. And then we drafted Danny Gray. We signed Ray McLeod. So there's finally depth at the wide receiver position. So I'm very I like this wide receiver room.
Hey, and John, next time somebody says something about the draft expertise of Lynch and Shanahan, it's time to start standing up for them. We got people always coming, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan fail every year in the draft. Okay, that's not true. This team is what it is due to the work they put in. All right, go ahead. I just want to put that in there.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's all I have for right now, Ronbo. It's always great hopping on, talking 49ers football. But before I go, if the Chicago sports person does call in, I want to know if he's going to change his mind. But for whatever the reason, he had the nerve to say that, and that got to me. That just got to me. I'm sorry.
No, you've already put him on blast. Now, Michael has to come correct with that one. Michael, we're looking for you to add some substance to that. All right. All right, baby.
All right, Ronbo.
John, we will talk later, all right? Good to hear from you. Okay. 49ers Ultimate Report. Check him out right on YouTube, and you can witness some of the things that he comes in and reports. Hey, night, fam.
And, of course, it's Niners all day.
Night, Johnny. Hey, yo, Eric.
What's up, Ronbo?
Eric, man, we're sitting back here just chewing up that red and gold fat. For the first time, and I can't remember the last time the 49ers receiving corps as a group was called potentially elite. And look at the depth. Nothing like a Trent Baalke roster here. We got guys that'll come off the bench. As a matter of fact, if you started Dwelly, Ray, and Jawan, that's a receiving group right there. Oh, Eric, talk about it, man. And also, Omenihu. I'm a huge fan. I was last year, actually. And also, the Frank Gore signing. Are you ready for that? And what other duties would you assign Frank? He's supposed to go in the front office, but I'm going to have Frank down on the field wearing a pair of cleats and talking to people. But let me stop. Go ahead. What are you thinking here?
Well, first off, before I even talk about all those things, I don't understand why there's two poverty franchises talking in the chat. I mean, Lions, Bears, you guys are poverty. What the hell are you guys doing here?
You left the Rams out. Man, they become residents. At least the Hawks left, and the Raiders are scarce these days. I'm grateful to that. Raiders.
And the Chicago, sports guy. Everyone's sleeping on the Bears. Nobody cares what the Bears did. They did not get better. They're still I think they got worse. You're going to say, Khalil Mack, he didn't do anything last year. He's still a big name. He's still a big loss. Robert Quinn is the only guy I think on that guy defensively. I think you guys have Jalen Johnson or something like that. He's decent. But everyone's going to sleep on his team. I don't think there's any aspect on the Bears that's better than the 49ers. He's probably going to say running back. They have David Montgomery, something like that. Yeah. Our run game is still better. Yeah. We might not have the big name guy, but our run game is still better.
We have the system, yes. And running backs will succeed with the 49ers.
And then as far as the Lions, I don't even think they have room to talk. I don't even think they should be an NFL team. I'd rather bring in, Alabama from college. I think they're better.
LSU?
Yeah, them too.
Georgia? The SEC conference period? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but as far as the third receiver, I think it's going to be Juwan Jennings. But also, I think they'll bring in guys situationally, like Raymond McLeod. I think he's going to be in during certain plays. Yeah. Maybe if he needed to spark on offense and try to get a set of guys. Yeah, maybe they need to set a guy free. Maybe on a third down. Yeah, things like that.
Because remember, Goodwin and Kittle that year, they'd be lined up on the same side of the field. I mean, Goodwin would take off the jets when you could see the afterburn going down the field. Kittle would cut right off his tail, left or right. Boom! Look at that. They had no choice. Goodwin cleared the field. That's you gotta have that.
Yeah, and also I think it's funny to me because a lot of people compare Juwan Jennings with Kendrick Bourne, and I could see the similarities. And also, I have reason to believe that Juwan Jennings is going to be a big red zone threat. He's got the size to do it. If he is in that Kendrick Bourne role, Kendrick Bourne scored a lot in the red zone, especially in 2019.
And them first downs, them clutch, we have to have it first downs. Kendrick, Juwan, both doing that job.
Yeah, so I'm expecting Juwan Jennings to be pretty good with us. As far as who you're talking about, the defensive end, Omenihu?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, honestly, with that, I think there's just so many guys on that defensive line. I've already said it before. I think the guy who's going to break out within the defensive line is Jordan Willis. I think he's been here a while.
That's true. You did pick him out the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I think he's going to be really good for us if he stays, out of trouble and, injury doesn't, occur. I think he'll be really good. As far as everyone on the defensive line, I think everyone has the potential to be, 5.5 sacks, something like that. That could really contribute, towards, helping the defensive line become what it was in 2019. I don't think they're there yet, just because DeForest Buckner was such a big, spot on that team.
Yeah, well, we got to see what Javon looks like. You're right. You got to wait to see what Javon looks like to make that comparison.
Yeah, but honestly, to me, so right now, what I'm looking at Javon doing is I'm hoping he replaces DJ Jones. I don't think Javon Kinlaw is going to replace DeForest Buckner just based on what we've seen Javon Kinlaw do so far. I think he's going to replace DJ Jones, which is obviously Buckner was better than DJ Jones.
Remember, though, but keep in mind, though, Jawan was playing in pain. He wanted to stay out there, but the knee just wouldn't let him. If he's feeling good, I'm curious as to what he looks like feeling good, because he wasn't terrible when he wasn't. And now you talk about double teams. Oh, I think he's going to bring those. Because he's too big.
Oh, yeah. He's too big to be left alone. You're going to have to double team that guy. Which basically what Buckner did, that's what happened to him most of the time. That's what set both up free, that's what set Armstead free. And D. Ford, the little time he played in 2019. Yeah. I believe D. Ford had 6.5 sacks during 2019.
Yeah,
he barely played.
Sat down and brought his lunch to him every day and had a picnic over in this. Yeah, he did.
So,
God, if he just could have been healthy. Wow.
As long as everyone stays healthy within the defensive line, I think we already improved the secondary. This defense could easily be in the top 5 once again. If offensively Trey Lance ends up being what everybody expects him to be, then this team should, I would expect, to be right back in the fold for Super Bowl or championship game. They'll be there. Obviously, I'm not going to set those expectations. I'm just saying if Lance ends up being what everyone else is expecting him to be, I think the Niners could easily reach that mark. But
and it's a plateau that they've got to get to. this year. Well, the critics, reporters, the analysts, they're going to be all over the 49ers organization. Oh, it's going to get ugly. But we got to keep your head up above water and just play. Ignore all that noise and just go. Hey, real quick, Eric, before we run out of time, though, just for fun, pick out who's going to win that opposite edge of Nick. Because I know you like Willis. Is he going to be the guy for you?
No, not to start off. I think Sampson is gonna have that spot to start the season. I just think, he went strong towards the end of the season, so I think he'll start there. I think Drake Jackson will probably slowly, get more snaps, but then hopefully Jordan Willis ends up being something in that role too.
How many guys for the edges do you think they're going to keep? I suspect at least 5. You got Nick, whoever's going to be on the other side, 3 others. What do you think? Is that too many?
I'm not sure. I think they could keep around that many guys, but I don't really know.
You know how John Lynch is. Okay, we'll revisit that later. All right, Eric, we gotta go. I'll look for you. Hey, what's it? Oh, Tuesday night SmackDown. That's right. Yeah. All right, Eric. Have a good night, fam.
Okay. And go Warriors.
Appreciate you, fam. And here he comes. Production said, all right, you know what? Get him in here. Get him in here right now. Michael, Chicago's finest, home of the deep dish pizza and the Bears. Oh, Michael.
I always did like those pizza.
You know what? I'm telling you right now, nobody's going to argue about that pizza. I am we got Uno's over on Van Ness, but that's the only thing we could actually call Chicago pizza. Anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna be serving you 49ers fans deep dish Chicago pizza. Hope you like it, by the way.
That's what I love. Give us some bravado. Mike, some of the things I just heard about you saying, are they true?
Let me go into that. If Matt Nagy was our play caller, then I would have a different solution.
Okay.
If it was, we have a play caller that came over by the Green Bay Packers, and I hate the Green Bay Packers with guts, but I have the balls to say that they are a successful franchise. So he's coming over from a successful franchise. I mean, same could be said about Matt Nagy, but the difference between Matt Nagy and that Luke Getsy player is that Luke Getsy is never going to abandon the run play and call BS wide receiver curls that basically a 5-year-old kid can that was calling defense read that play. So I feel pretty confident in this Bears offensive play caller, Luke Getsy, and he seems pretty confident. Aaron Rodgers spoke very highly of him. I mean, people want to say, maybe that's because of Aaron Rodgers, maybe that's why he was good. Not exactly. People forget that when he was the quarterback coach for the Packers, Aaron Rodgers won back-to-back MVPs.
And Aaron wasn't excited about him leaving, from what I remember either.
Aaron wasn't excited about him leaving. That's what he wanted him to stay, because that's why I feel good about Justin Fields. He's getting a good coach that coached Aaron to be the MVP he is. I know Aaron Rodgers won MVP twice, but it's one thing to win 2 MVPs, but it's also another thing to win them back to back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Aaron Rodgers is, it's also what you're working with. But now, Mike, before we run out of time, I understand that you've already addressed but what about the Bears' intentions to beat the 49ers? I know you have those intentions, but give us some reasons why you suspect that's going to be the case.
Well, it's going to be Trey Lance's first game as the quarterback 1. We don't know how he's going to do. And all the 49ers fans that are begging him up on practice, we're talking about practice. You know, there's a saying, we talking about practice.
I wonder where you got that from. Was he a ball player that played once with the Philadelphia?
Yeah, we talking about practice. We have yet to see what Trey Lance can do. I mean, I know we've seen him on what he could do against the Cardinals, which they lost, and against the Texans, which he really was pretty decent. But at the end of the day, with I mean, if it was Jimmy Garoppolo, I think you guys would win that game, total hands down. But as of Trey Lance starting, I see that a different way. But if Matt Nagy was our play caller, then I would have this as a different ball game. But as of right now, I stand by what I say. And I think our secondary will be promising, and Trey Lance is going to have tough competition on that secondary. I mean, you have Jalen, you have Kyler Gordon, you have Trayvon Young, you have also Eddie Jackson and Jaquan Brisker.
Wait.
That secondary, nice.
Trayvon Young's on the Bears?
Yeah, Trayvon Young.
Oh, I'm thinking about the other Trayvon. Okay. Wait a minute. There's a Trayvon that's a Pro Bowler on another team. It's not the Cowboys. It's not the Packers.
He was a CB on the Ravens.
Okay. Is that the guy that is looked upon as a lockdown guy? Is that him?
Yeah.
That's the same Trayvon. Because how many Trayvons are there in the NFL, right? It's got to be the same guy. He's playing with the Bears? Okay.
Yeah, he's playing for. Yeah, he's going to be our slot receiver, while Kyle Gordon and Jalen Johnson are going to, they're basically like vultures surrounding their prey and just say, "Come on, Trey, throw the ball. I dare you. Throw the ball, Trey. We dare you."
Okay, now you do realize, of course, with Shanahan running things, he's going to probably keep Trey pretty safe in the first few weeks and probably run things that he knows he's best at. So we'll see. We'll see. All right.
I get that. You get the reference. Also, Don Bird, I see you typing in the chat. I heard you made a bet saying if you sweep the Bears, production's gonna unblock you, and then you're gonna have your 5 minutes of fame. Yeah, hey, Don Bird. I actually want.
Can we agree to that?
Want that.
Hey, listen. Production says they agree. If Detroit sweeps you, we do bring his status back to unblocked. Don Bird. I thought Don Bird was funny. I talked to production about that, but he just rudely breaks in and makes that announcement every time, and it made production mad. So that's what the problem is.
Production, if you are watching this, I would like you to unblock Don Bird so me and him could have a one-on-one debate. I would love to have a debate with you because I give you the link to my stream, Don Bird, multiple times, but your bitch ass can't even hop in.
Mike, we gotta go. But I tell you what,
all right.
I'll
keep
be
sleeping
back.
on the Bears. Always forgot to say this in the beginning. Detroit worse than everybody.
We'll be back Tuesday. Have a great night. Oh God, we got rivalries coming on to our chat. It's hilarious. Trayvon Diggs. That's why I said Trayvon. Trayvon, that's the guy. The 911, hey, thank you. That's the Trayvon I'm thinking about. I said, what? Trayvon? How many Trayvons are there? No, your Bears picked up Trayvon? Or they picked up the other Trayvon? Let me get it. Rev, come in here, Rev.
Ronbo.
Rev. Always good to hear from you. And you know what else? It's nice to hear the things we haven't heard. My God, I can't remember the last time people talked about our receiving room as being one of the best in the NFL. It is being looked upon that way. Even if it's one organization, all I want to do is hear it, right? Rev, your feeling on that, and I'm liking me some Omenihu, and I'm not sure if I'm by myself on this, but I like what I saw on him last year. And Rev, when you get around to that point, pick out, just for the hell of it, at this early, way too early stage, who's going to win that battle to have the privilege to play opposite Nick Bosa? Rev!
Well. Rev is in the building. First off, let me get it out the way. Ronbo, we thank you for this platform for us to speak as 49er faithful to express our thoughts and opinions about our squad. Shout out to my 49er family, faithful family, repping that beautiful red and gold 24/7, 365. Niners for life. Well, got that out the way.
Yeah.
Let me just dive right into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see in the little chats or whatever between the little Lion Cub, you know what I'm saying, my man Michael. You know, y'all, it is what it is. You know, we all know that the Lions suck. Let's just put it like that. Mike, I hate to burst your bubble, but, you know, right quick, Aaron Rodgers never won back-to-back MVPs. That's first fact check.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I know he won one. I didn't know if they were back-to-back. He won more than once, but not back-to-back, right?
The last quarterback to do it was Peyton Manning. The first quarterback to do it was that man right behind you, the GOAT, Joe Montana. So, got that out the way. Our receiving core, I'm not going to jump into it to where I'm getting too hyped about it because the season hasn't started yet. We won't know about this receiving core until they play. Yes, I like what I read. I like what I see. And me being a football coach now and, you know, a defensive backs coach, you know, I like to see receivers, you know, make their stance known. So when the season starts, I really can't say much about these receivers until we see Trey chuck that ball downfield.
Yeah, it has a lot to do. You're right. He has a lot to do with how well they do. Yeah, it's true.
That's the main key to it. The other key is Kyle to get his ego out the way and let Trey get this ball downfield. Yeah. Do I think we have speed threat? Absolutely. Like we got guys that can go over the top. But it's the fact of Trey getting that ball down there. We know Jimmy can't do it, but you know Trey has the tangibles to stretch that field going down.
Yes, Jimmy can do it.
No, Jimmy cannot do it. Whoever just interrupted, stop yourself.
Let's get on past that point anyway, because it's you know. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but you know it's promising because these guys, we have guys that want to step up and want to do what they need to do. I'm just me personally from my football standpoint is I want to see it on the field. I want to see it in motion. I want to see, you know, what these guys are capable of doing. Do I think they have the potential? Absolutely. I wouldn't doubt that for the world. And as far as, you know, I heard earlier that, you know, Mike said Chicago will put 30 on us. I won't say you'll put 30 on us. I mean, y'all put 22 on us last time we played y'all. I do expect a very tight, close game, but you don't think that the Bears are just going to come in and slap 30 on us. Like it's not going to happen realistically.
They put 22 on us. How many did we score?
I think we got them 30. I think it was 33-22. I think the last time we played
beat them by a dime. Okay, I forgot about how that game went.
We beat them last time we played them. But you know, if you think that you're going to come in and drop 30 on us, you must be playing Madden way too much because it's just not going to happen. Defensively, who's going to be next to Bosa? You know, I like the rookie kid. He has energy. You know what I mean? Like I've seen some of his highlight tape, but you know, once again, we just got to wait to see it in production because you know we got so many of, you know, we say that this person can do this person can do that, but until the season starts, we really truly don't know. Do I think the potential is there? Absolutely. I'm not going to doubt it one bit. I mean, we're a top 5 elite defense, hands down. I don't give a damn what Rams fans say, what anybody got to say about our squad. We are a top 5 dominant defense. What I am most focused on is the secondary because, once again, you know, our secondary needs to step it up another notch to where, you know, our front 7 can get this pressure. I mean, we've had many great safeties come through our organization, great cornerbacks come through our organization, but you know, this time it's can we really get this secondary to get out there and do what they need to do? This team is going to come out and ball. we are not afraid about nobody. I don't give a damn if it's them faggot lamb chops, anybody else. It don't matter. Come Sunday, you got to line up just like we do. You got to put your pads on just like we do, and it's time to play ball. So, you know, I'm not trying to be too much on hearing all the hype and the reporters and all this. I just want to see the production on the field. Period. Point blank. I just want to see the production on the field. Our team has the potential. You know what I mean? It's just family. We just got to keep focused on week one. Week one, who just know they got pain coming to them. So, but I'm not.
So you're going to go on record now as disputing Michael of the Chicago Bears representation and say what?
I would say this, Mike, with love and respect. The Bears will not put 30 on us. And if I will give you my phone number personally and let you know that, like, the Bears will not put 30 on us. That I can promise you. I know I might be a little bit older than you. We might be the same age, yada, 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 whatever. But the fact is, when y'all play us week one, dude, you are not putting 30 on it. That's just.
There it is.
It's not going.
On this particular date on June, Rev has come in and made a statement clear that there will be no 30 points scored by the Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers in week one.
The Chicago Bears will not put 30 on us, period, point blank. And if they do put 30 on us, it must be some kind of curse that's over us, but it's not going to happen. But Ronbo, we thank you. We love you. We appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
You know what I mean? Like, family, just keep your heads up. The season is coming. And y'all know how we do. You know what I'm saying? In order to be the man, you got to beat the man. 49ers for life. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Always
Ronbo,
great to hear from you,
appreciate
fam.
my brother. And I'll hit y'all back up. I might do Monday Night Raw if you're gonna be on.
Tuesday night Raw.
Tuesday night. Well, Tuesday.
Miss Monday.
Tuesday night SmackDown. How about that?
It's SmackDown on Tuesdays, right? All right, looking forward to that. All right, fam. Good
all right,
stuff.
man, we appreciate it, man. Y'all be
Thanks, fam.
Niners for life. Let's do it.
There you go. Rev has spoken. Thank you, Rev. And I noticed this, things like this jump out at me. I love it. Shades by Chardon. Ronbo Grant had a show earlier and announced you will not be invited on his show because of your stance on Kinlaw. What stance do I have on Kinlaw? I was just recalling the antics that went on between those two. I didn't take a side. A lot of people did. I just thought it was kind of wild and amusing. I felt sorry for Grant. Remember, I said that Javon was actually scaring me. I was watching the video, and I felt like I was watching some Netflix series, and I was like, you know, you watch some shows, and it gets so horrifying, you peek between your fingers? I was doing that. I didn't say whose side I was on. Come on. I didn't take a side. Papa Dragon did. Papa Dave, get in here.
Hey, don't put words in my mouth. You know, Grant. Grant is my man.
I mean, you know, that was a scary episode, though, Pop. I'm telling you right now, I've been watching videos and watching various things. I have never seen that kind of situation between a football player and anybody in the media, except for. Who was that that slapped? What's his name on Fox News?
Hey, wait a second. You need to public retraction what you just said, because when this went down, I was out of the country.
Okay, I'll retract it. I'm kidding. Pop had no particular feeling on that madness. Okay.
No, I did shoot. I shot Grant Cohn a tweet, and I just said, "Keep doing your thing, dude. Keep doing your thing." Because you don't understand it in this game that the media is going to be, they're going to get on your last nerve, then you are on game. You're in the wrong game. I'm sorry. You are. What's up, Ronbo?
And I just want to add to that, you got to realize Javon's a kid, is a big kid, and he's probably not used to ever being challenged in any aspect of anything. I mean, here's that kid that if you're doing a test and he's sitting next to you and he copies off your paper, you don't say nothing. You just let him copy.
I don't care if you're a kid. I don't care if you're a man. If you were 6'5", 6'6", 330 pounds,
Yeah.
you got business flexing on a little dweeb. You just don't.
Wait a minute.
You
Did you just call Grant? Did you call Grant a dweeb?
Ow! Look, compared to Ken Long, he's a
Javon.
dweeb. He's a dweeb. You know, you get Grant Collins to stand next to Ken Long where he needs shade from the sun. It's like that. That's all.
Bob, let's get into it. Because the clock's running on us. What some of the situations I've talked about tonight are elite receiving core. Omenihu and Frank Gore. Don't you do it, Jed York. You should have hired him already. This conversation shouldn't even been out there. Should have been announced. But what are you thinking?
Okay, real simple. Jed York and Gore are legit friends.
I know.
So the one thing that Gore will give to Jed York is kind of like a lifeline to the football player, football side of things. In fact, he actually asked Gore to look at the Trey Lance's quarterback tape just to confirm to him why he was going to be the pick. And Gore looked at it and said, yeah, he's the one. That's the guy you guys got to go to. So, and that's documented. So that is in an article that you can find.
True.
And then number 2, as far as the receiving corps go, let's talk about the Bears.
Yeah,
you know,
you can.
PFF ranked the Bears number 32, Mr. Michael. Oh, what else is going on in the Bears media? Oh, 5 positions where the Bears got worse this offseason.
No, really?
Oh, no, they're so good though. They're so good that they getting worse is just they're just creeping up on Aaron Rodgers, sneak attack him. Let's see. Oh, number 1, wide receiver. Ronbo, where did we get better this offseason?
Yeah, good. I love the way you tied that together. I see what you did there. All right.
The backfield. Okay, well, what's number 2, Ronbo? Oh, interior defensive line.
Ooh.
Well. You call it a wash, but guess what? We got Brendel, who's probably going to start. Okay, you got Aaron Banks. He's probably going to start. If your defensive line is weak, they're going against some guys that's been in their system for several years, at least 2 years. Brendel's been there 3 or 4 years. I think the Bears might be in trouble because the 49ers like to run, and you need interior defensive line to stop the run. What's number 3, Ronbo? What's number? It says quarterback. But they mean backup quarterback, so they're basically expecting their quarterback to get killed. As a weakness, number 4, Ronbo. Oh man, he's so happy to be facing Trey Lance. Oh my God, he's so excited to be facing Trey Lance. I got their number 4th weakness is edge rusher.
Oh!
They're not going to touch Trey Lance.
Mike, is that true? You didn't say anything about that. I didn't know you guys had nobody. Wait a minute. I do remember somebody didn't leave Chicago, and he was a damn good edge rusher. And they had to let him go where they let him go, which makes me real mad.
Oh, and Ronbo, you know what you need to beat a team that has a very, very strong defense? You know what you really need to win a game or to stay in it? You need field position, Ronbo. And
That's
guess
your
what?
special teams.
The number 5 weakness of the Bears, when they got weaker, is punter.
Oh.
And they're going to be punting a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I got to write that one down. I got to use that one myself.
Thank you very much. So, Mike, you got no business talking smack. You don't, because there's not been one single football entity out there that had you guys getting more than 6 wins this season. More than 6 wins. And you're going to score 30 on the 49ers? I don't think so. Now, that being said, that's PFF's outlook on them. And again, PFF is a loaded gun. I mean, come on. They're calling a receiving room based on paper. You still got to throw the ball. You still got to block the ball, all that other kind of stuff. You
got to play. Got to play.
And number 2, Jimmy Garoppolo can throw the ball down the field. He just elects not to. He doesn't do it very often. I mean, you don't do something very often, you're not going to be very good at it.
or known for it, and that is true.
It is what it is. Now, that being said, as we move forward in this season, very, very pleased with my man Trey Lance. I'm very pleased with Talanoa Funga. I'm very pleased that if you think that Trey Lance is the only guy staying there for extra week of practice, other players see that shit, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Other players.
And I wish they would stay with him.
There's other players staying the extra week too. And that's what good leaders do. Good leaders lead. And he is leading. Okay? Where Colin Kaepernick said, I'm not very big on mechanics. Guess what? Trey Lance is working on his mechanics. Same guys that everybody else goes, all your top quarterbacks,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Trey Lance is doing those extra things that he needs to do to become a better quarterback. Is he going to be great this year? I think the first 6 weeks are going to be a little rough. But they're typically rough for most of the league, okay? Most of the league, because these guys don't train as hard as they used to train. You know, now the offseason is almost like a
blame the CB, Players Association on that. That's why you can't get an offensive lineman worth a damn anymore. They don't work long enough.
Nope. So, look, Ronbo, look, shout out to you.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Shout out to production. Shout out to the Niner faithful. I love all you guys. You guys make this channel what it is, which is an extension of the 49er locker room. Okay. Remember, Jimmy G may be a scrub, but he's our scrub. And he wins up. And he wins up. And he's gonna be our ugly winning scrub until he's gone. And when he's gone, he'll be gone soon. He will be.
Bob, you're working my dude, man. Would you stop? Let me see you Tuesday.
Jimmy. He knows how to have a good time, Ronbo, and he keeps you smiling.
And we wish we could hang out with him at least one evening and see what he does.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Good time, Jimmy, the party boy. Bob, I'll see you Tuesday, okay?
I be forced after weekend hanging out with Jimmy. My wife be like, "You hung out with who?"
It wasn't like you think. We were playing cards and having beer.
What was on the cards? What was on the cards?
Bob, I'll see you Tuesday. Fun stuff as usual. All right, man. And Brian Anthony.
Hey, don't forget. Prediction right here, right now. Everybody, mark this on the chat. The Lions will sweep the Bears this year.
That means the return of Don Burr.
The Lions are sweeping the Bears.
Michael, I don't know. You may have had the adverse effect of what you were looking for. I think Don Burr's got an alliance forming just behind the things you've said. I'm neutral. I'm going to wait to see what happens between you two guys because I find this hilarious. Brian Anthony, Pop, see you Tuesday. Brian Anthony, thank you for that contribution. Appreciate it, fam. And let's go over to it's Rohan. Rohan.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing, man?
Rohan, doing great, man. It's that time. As we approach a little further and closer to July, when the action's going to pick up, I can't wait. Rohan, you guys had your weekly roundtable. Fam, check out Rohan and the 49ers Web Zone crew as they talk over some of the issues regarding San Francisco 49ers. It is hot. Well, Rohan, go ahead, man. Let me hear what you got to say. I've also asked about the elite wide receiver room. We've not heard anybody say that about our wide receiver room in God knows how long. And then Omenihu, Am I getting a little carried away? I like him a lot. And are you happy about Frank Gore starting, getting in the front office if he gets there? And would you like to actually assign him some more duties? Rohan, go ahead.
I mean, we know about the wide receiver room in a bit, right? Like a lot of people, especially the guy earlier talking about this is just practice. Well, you have an entire sample size last year where these wide receivers were able to showcase their talents, right? We'll talk about Deebo Samuel first. An electrifying season, both rushing and receiving, right? 1,410 yards, over 77 catches.
You're right in the ballpark, even if you're not exact.
Yeah, he had the best yards per catch in the entire NFL at 18.9, or 18.1. So really,
devastation.
That in itself is amazing. But you have Brandon Ayuk, Don't focus on weeks 1 through 6 when he was still getting back into it following the hamstring injury, getting back into practice habits and things like that. The second half of the season, he caught 730 of his 826 yards. Put that over an 18-game season, it's 1,128 yards.
Easily.
Yeah. So really, if he's consistent like that, that's a 1,000-yard season. Deebo Samuel had a 1,000-yard season, and that was with Jimmy Garoppolo, an adequate thrower at best, at the helm, right? So really, to me, the wide receiver core, it is in a way elite. Is it the best? No, I don't think it's the best in the NFL. But a top 10
number
ranking,
6.
I think a top 10 ranking is well deserving for the 49ers. Wherever you put them in the top 10, that's up to you. But I do think that they're deserving of the top 10 ranking given the star-studded talent, but also the adequate depth that we need, which we didn't have last year. We were playing guys like Travis Benjamin and Trent Sherfield out there, which is inexcusable for a team with as caliber as the 49ers. Right now, you have two adequate backups with McLeod and Gray.
I just want to ask you about the guy we picked up from the Cardinals. Did he get underused? Sherfield?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I think he got overused, to be honest. I mean, Trent Sherfield, obviously everyone heard his name, right? A ton, because he was one of Trey Lance's favorite candidates in the preseason. But I mean, he wasn't that spectacular. He had a catch rate of just 45% last year.
Yeah, was he
just 9 receptions on 20 targets last year for 87 yards?
Was he winning?
Touchdown.
But was he winning out there on routes or anything like that? Because I had actually more expectations of him myself, but yeah, okay.
Right. I think the sample size was too small to tell. Again, it was only 20 targets. He played in 24%, though, of the offensive snaps. But to me, when he played, really, he only had one purpose on the field, and that was to be a deep threat. And so to me, especially with the caliber of deep threat that he was, I didn't think that it was an effective solution. Similar to what Travis Benjamin was last year. And now we have Ray McLeod and Danny Gray, who both can be a deep threat, but also provide so much more in the offensive game. They don't have to be deep threats. They can work after the catch. They can work at the line of scrimmage. And Danny Gray has even said he's willing to block.
I know you gotta love that. And Raymond McLeod's quickness, that's the guy that can remember the guy we lost, that we picked up from God, I forget. What's the small guy that was so quick? He's one of the best.
Marquise Goodwin.
No. Just for the sake of this, the white kid that we picked up the same year we picked up, Trent Taylor. I loved him when he first came, and all of a sudden he got hurt because he's a little too small for the NFL, I suspect, and he could no longer be Trent Taylor. So yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. And I mean, so just talking like that on the receiver core, I think we're deeper than last year. And I think just because you expect development, right, from your top guys year to year on a year-to-year basis when they're this young still, Deebo Samuel is only entering his 4th year. Ayuk's only entering his 3rd year. Jawan Jennings is his 3rd year as well. Yeah. So it's a young group that you expect to develop year in and year out with the amount of work they've put in this offseason. So I expect this group to be better in 2022, even if the numbers don't necessarily show it. I just expect the talent on paper, at least, to be better. And so I think that ranking is justified.
Appreciate it. Because, as I said, experience in Kyle Shanahan's system is the bottom line. The things Kyle wants you to do, they're not as – the 49ers make it look simple because they've had so much reps in it. But people don't understand that is not an easy offense. There's a lot of things that are going on out there that you can't even see unless you're watching a small screen to be able to watch everybody on the field. And the timing routes and things like that, and the strategies to get guys open, those take a lot of practice to fool a defense like that. And Rowan, we've seen defenses get really jocked into embarrassing fails for a guy to be running wide open. If anybody who's watching the game and knows it well and know how X's and O's work, that took a long time to develop that guy to, whoa, that looks good. Oh! So, I see more of that this year. But it takes time.
Yeah, most definitely. But you talked about Omenihu, right? And I'm not going to make any bold claims here, but I'll just drop a couple of stats that happened last year. Now, if we talk about Omenihu, you brought up another name, Arden Keat last year, who many people thought was an amazing player because he had the 8 sacks last year, broke out in the second half of the season. Just strictly talking about their pass rushing win rate, right, according to PFF, Charles Omenihu had the had the second highest win rate on the entire team last year, who had over 100 snaps. Nick Bosa was number 1 at 20.5, and that was despite his double and triple team. And Charles Omenihu was at 20% last year. On 240 pass rushing snaps, he won 20% of those snaps, created 33 total pressures. Most of them were hurries, while Arden Key won 13.1% of his 310 pass rushing snaps, a total of 39 pressures. What do you make of that?
See, that's why he was not argued with when he says, "Listen, guys, I'm Arden Key. I've come around. I need to know how much we're going to get paid here." And the 49ers just says, "Well, you should really go shop around." What's we had? You've got Omenihu. You've got Willis. You're bringing back guys like Kerry Hyder. Rowan, I'd love to who's going to win that battle opposite Nick Bosa? Now, the depth is going to probably be easy to choose, but who wins between the rookie and everybody else?
Right. And I think at this point, it's an unknown because it depends. To me, I don't care who wins the battle, and I'll say why. Your starting unit isn't necessarily your best unit. It's just the unit that defends the run. That's why a lot of Arden Key played in under 50% of the snaps last year in every single game, yet had this 8 sacks, right? That was the third highest behind Bosa and Armstead last year, including the playoffs. And so to me, I don't care who starts. I care who's there on the critical downs, on those third downs when you're pass rushing and when you're trying to get that sack to get the defense off the field. And to me, I think it'll be a combination of guys. It depends. I think Omenihu, the 49ers are starting to look to move him towards the inside on pass rushing situations.
Which is what I want to see. Yes. Exactly.
Because right now, Omenihu was their most proven guy last year who worked on the inside with Key gone. So Omenihu, they had him inside outside last year after they traded him and traded for him. And D'Amico Ryans himself said that Omenihu is now more adjusted in the system after an entire offseason playing with the 49ers. So I think he'll be one of the key guys on the interior in pass rushing situations. But on the outside, I think Ebukam at first is probably the starter to win the job. If you're talking about starting, I think he wins the job at first. But I wouldn't be surprised if Drake Jackson gets a more significant role as the season goes along. Ebukam himself said that Jackson has already started pushing him for the job, which he likes.
Already.
You've already you hear it from the coaches, right? That Drake Jackson, and because the thing is, Drake Jackson just has God-given bend. He has this length, he has this bend that you really can't teach, and so Drake Jackson has something special there that not a lot of players have, and so that could be a benefit for the 49ers.
And that's going to be, and Chris Kasurikis now has a new toy. I love it. Rowan, great stuff. I'll be back Tuesday, and hopefully you got time, and would love to hear from you on the next matter.
Yeah, thank you, Ronbo. I'll see you then.
Thank you, Rowan. Have a great day. All right. Yeah, everyone's always got those skills, great points, and he's right. It's not about starting. It's about guys that are brought in on crucial downs. I actually would like to see Nick. Well, you know what? Nick's such an all-around ball player. Nick's as good on the run as anybody we've got on the team. And everybody knows his prowess getting after that quarterback. And just like Rowan just mentioned, with the talents that Drake has, let's see how long it takes him to get the spotlight put on him. Hey, Bookum's good, and he looked good toward the end of last year. Boy, that's going to be a hell of a fight on that edge. Yo, Casey!
What's shaking, Reverend Ronbo?
Casey, I'm telling you right now, man, I'm looking at some of the things that are developing, and we haven't got enough to go on yet, but it's just fun to look in there and see a little bit and let your imagination run wild, right? And PFF didn't waste any time getting started either. They just went ahead and said 49ers are that wide receiver room is elite. I said, no, you didn't say that. I reread it. Nobody ever talks about our receivers in that fashion, because I've been crying about the receiver room ever since Kyle Shanahan got there, right? And so finally we've arrived, and we've got legitimate receivers. I knew Deebo was going to grow up and be big and strong. I knew Ayuk had the talent. I said, finally got a real 1-2 punch. We do. It's being recognized. George Kittle, it's like putting extra amenities on top of the sandwich. Give me a little ketchup and mustard. Hey, don't hold back on that mayonnaise. And now you got Jawan Jennings looking like a Kendrick Bourne that doesn't miss the ball very often. You know how remember Kendrick was. Kendrick, 49ers are 3rd and 14, and they've got to convert here, or this game could be over with the time left on the clock. Kendrick Bourne makes an outstanding catch, 3 yards outside the guidance. Oh, KB, no, you didn't. See, now you've got that continuing, because I was hurt when Kendrick Bourne left to begin with. Right? So Jawan's going to fill that void. And then you got these other two guys with speed. They're right. Okay, so we've got an elite wide receiver room. Finally. And Omenihu, 6'6", reminded me of some of the 40. I mean, you know what? He reminds me of some of the greats of old back in the day when Pittsburgh Raiders had these big guys that could really, long guys that get in there after the quarterback. Let me stop. Casey, give me some.
I was just thinking about that old movie Airplane. Give me him on 5 and hold the mail.
Go ahead, Casey.
Yeah, Rumble.
I'm listening.
Rumble, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Rumble. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got me sidetracked, man. But you know what I think about is last year they kept 9 defensive linemen and they all looked really promising. And I don't think they got the output that they necessarily wanted to from them in the regular season.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what
it's
kind of what I'm thinking of this year with the wide receivers. But the team just has to stay healthy. But Rumble, on this holy of Sundays here, I heard a quote from Deion Sanders I'd like to share.
God, I can't wait to hear this. Go ahead.
You ready for this, Rumble?
Yeah, please.
I might have to say this one twice, all right? And I don't know if Deion was the first person to say it, but the quote is, "Are you at peace when you don't get what you want?" Let me repeat. Are you at peace when you don't get what you want?
And even if Deion didn't coin that phrase, it was in his position. That's a good thing to be preaching.
Yeah, man. I love that quote. That quote floored me. Mm-hmm. I think about it all the time now.
And it really applies to athletes, What do you want to be? Did you come out here just to be a part of the team? And did you come out here to being the guy they want to identify as the face of this team? Every ball player, no matter what sport, should think that way. They get the best out of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Confidence is a big part.
Oh, God, yes.
I think, and I think even bigger than confidence though is clarity. You have enough confidence in what you're doing, you'll jump off a bridge. So you gotta have the clarity.
Gotta believe. And that kind of confidence is going to make you excel, because fear is definitely a factor. You cannot be all you can be if you have any, and I mean just a little bit, of lack of confidence in yourself. That's always going to, because the guy next to you does. You got a guy playing next to you, he's conceited. He thinks he's the baddest dude out here. And all too often, he is, because of his attitude. Got to have it.
Mm-hmm. Remember I was watching Trey's high school highlights the other day. Did you know that Trey was a two-way player, that he was on defense at one point?
Yeah, he was a safety, wasn't he? I think.
I think so, yeah. He was pretty good, too, man. He was a good tackler. He had a couple pick sixes in high school.
But he's athletic. You can tell. There was no way he was going to be just a quarterback. Tom Brady was just a quarterback. I mean, Casey, can you see Tom Brady running down the field as a wide receiver? Tom Brady! Oh, God, call his mom.
Running about as fast as Vince Wilfork out there, man.
Well, see, those are the guys. Dwight Clark wasn't fast either. Some guys, it's really weird, but they can find a way to get open. I don't know if it's because the defense doesn't take them seriously sometimes.
Dwight was a good athlete, though. I think Dwight was actually probably one of the most underrated players.
No, Dwight was
in
awesome.
The NFL.
He just wasn't real fast, but Dwight's going to get open for you. There's a lot of guys.
He had great hands, good route runner. Kind of reminds me of George Kittle.
Yeah, but George can move. Oh, that dude can run. George can run. So, I mean, you're not going to see George Kittle get caught from behind. That's the great thing about George. And if they do catch him, they're going to get kicked in the face by one of those heels. George is an animal. I'm so glad he's on our team. Dang.
I know, and did you know that I'm pretty sure he was hoping he was going to go to Seattle in the draft, because he had these bright green gloves on at the combine.
You're right.
And he mentioned something like,
I do remember that story.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh, Ronbo, I saw a funny-ass video today. The Seahawks pranked their whole team with a fake schedule.
What? What'd you say?
Oh, man, it was funny. You got to watch this YouTube, man. And,
a fake schedule?
It was hilarious. They showed all the players. Yeah, a fake schedule. They showed the players that they were playing on Thanksgiving and Christmas Day, and that they had 4 away games in a row.
Whose idea of humor was this? That's hilarious.
I don't know, man, but I think that's how bored they are now that they got Drew Lock over there. Well, what do we do now? Yeah.
It's Geno Smith. I see him walking down the field. You know, they put a picture of him as the competition in the Seattle quarterback room. It looks like this, and Geno Smith against you. I suspect Luck wins that one. Geno is...
yeah.
Geno's just sort of
Drew was
hanging
really
on.
liked in Denver too, and I think I think he'll do well with Seattle.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he's not going to do as bad as we think. You know, I quit singing along with the band that's singing, "We're going to sweep the clock this year, man. They got nothing going on. They're in rebuild mode. As hard as you can get into rebuild mode." I said, you know what? Brian Colt and I are not taking that team light. You know what? I don't trust Seattle. I don't know what they're going to do, but we're going to have an issue with them. I just know it. I mean, okay, to put it this way, Casey, if the first game it looks like they really are become panty waste, I'll relax. But I'm not. I'm still, man, they bother me. Wow.
Yeah, I think they're nervous, Ronbo. I think if you listen close enough, you can hear Pete Carroll's gum chewing increasing as time goes by.
Pete's gonna have to to buy that gum by the case this year.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm just so glad Russell's out of that division. God damn.
Oh, he still got to deal with his ass. I mean,
man.
Why couldn't he win something? I don't want to see him next year. And now he's got a better team than he had in Seattle. Way better. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
We'll
not
see.
too crazy about Denver.
Well, you know, that division, I got a feeling the AFC champion comes out of that division.
Hey, speaking of Denver, wasn't Vic Fangio at practice or something like that, like a while ago?
Yeah, he's done in Denver, so he was out at our workout. The first one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So if DC...
Man, if we could get Vic Fangio and Frank Gore back, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't that be funny? Because D'Amico, if he has another great year, and I anticipate it's going to be pretty good, he's got better horses this year. We're going to lose D'Amico.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was the best part for me last year, is watching D'Amico progress. He clearly got better.
He did.
You know, really tightened up the red zone. Yeah.
Okay, so we see you Tuesday.
Anyway,
and have a great night. All right.
Appreciate you, Ronbo. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Case.
Have a good night, man. Faithful. Later, Ronbo.
And let's go check. It's Break. When was the last time we talked to Break? Hey, Break.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing, man?
Break doing great, man. Looking toward this season already. We got past the hard part, all those months before the draft and then after, you know, and now we're already having workouts. So, you know, hearing good stuff. And I've already started talking trash about our team. You know, I'm looking at the wide receiver core as PFF sees them. I love it. And Charles Omenihu was my dark horse guy to come in and make some noise this year. I like what they're talking about at CBS Sports about him. The guy's grizzly, man. He's long. He's gonna be. Yeah. I think he's gonna be a beast. Your feelings on these matters?
I think you're right, man. I think the line obviously has always been our strong spot. This year, I don't know, man. I think it's going to surpass 2019. Everybody's saying it.
I do too. I'm glad. I was wondering if anybody. Somebody said, "Nah, they'll never be as good as 2019." I don't know about that. I agree.
I mean, Ebucom, Omenihu, these guys are like role players, borderline starters. So, I mean, the depth here is just ridiculous. So, yeah, I mean, I think 2019. I think it's going to be way better than 2019 as far as the D line goes. So.
And Break, you've got a Nick Bosa that's seen enough now to know what it's going to take. Because even the first year they chipped him to death, And last year, before he got hurt, he's already said, I've been working on that. And then last year, we saw that Nick has done something about that. You don't see him getting knocked out of plays like he used to. I don't know what he did, but he fixed that. So look for this.
Yeah, no, you don't have to worry about Nick. That's for sure. You don't have to worry about him.
And they screwed him last year in the voting. So Nick's coming in with a man with a plan and a vengeance. He's not saying it.
Yeah.
He's not showing it, but you know he is.
I see 20-plus sacks for Nick. I mean, especially, I think they're going to be looking out for all that holding that's been going on, too. Man, people have been really talking about it. I think the media is starting to notice that he's being mauled out there and he's not getting a call. So I think that's going to help his numbers a lot, too. So that's going to be fun to see him without getting held every single play. I'm sure they still will, but it's going to get called more, and that'll help him get a little bit more sacks. But the thing I'm excited about, which is probably – everybody's been complaining about over these past few years is our secondary. I mean, we went from having like such a sketchy backfield to look at the depth kind of along the lines as a D-line. I mean, bringing back Verrett. Could you imagine if Verrett comes back anywhere near that 2020? I mean,
I'm hoping mid-season.
Can you really think about what's going to happen, like how deep we're going to be?
Javarius.
It's crazy.
Verrett.
Javarius Ward. It's ridiculous. Another year of those young guys, Ambry developing, Lenore. Everybody's just getting another year under their belt. It's just, I don't know, man. To me, this is the deepest I think our team. I was skeptical in the offseason. We didn't really make any big splash moves and stuff, and it was kind of bumming me out. But the things that they did, they improved the places that we needed to improve. Special teams, the Ray McLeod signing, the little things like that weren't big splashes. Actually, we didn't need to make big splashes because we were
intelligent moves.
We didn't really need to do a lot. We lost a few guys. That DJ Jones is going to hurt, but I think we've got guys that can fill in. So,
and breaking you with DJ Jones. DJ Jones has circled on his calendar when he plays us.
Man, that sucks.
Jones he did not want to leave. Damn it.
No, and we couldn't pay him, man. And same thing with Lincoln. I mean, we want to keep those guys, but it just. They overplayed their contracts, man, and it's a good bad thing, you know. It sucks because we want to keep them, but it's good for
Break,
them.
you know what? You bring up a great point there too. The 49ers are going to continue. This is where they're going to build their team, a la Belichick. You know, when guys, and a lot of people don't believe it, but Jimmy Garoppolo is being jettisoned, also partially due to the cost. You know, I hopefully if Trey works out that they do renew him. You need a quarterback to hang around for a while, you know. But you lose offensive linemen and lots of great defensive linemen because they got Aaron Banks, they've got Javon Kinlaw. They're looking at these things in a way where they can keep under a certain amount of money as well, which we're going to moan and groan about probably in the years to come.
It's coming. It's coming. That's the thing. You got all these guys that play so well. Like even the undrafted, like Aziz, he's going to get paid, man. That guy's going to be a number one linebacker on half the teams in the league. So
yes. You're going to lose one of them.
We're doing great things, but I've always said, and I know this is crazy, but the NFL should reward people for drafting and picking up players that are on your team from start. They should give you some sort of salary cap relief because you feel like you get punished for drafting so well and picking up players. You just can't keep them. There's got to be something for this. People that get drafted and they stay on their team, there's got to be some sort of relief that you.
And especially if they make a Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
break.
That's
great legislation that should be brought up.
Be something, man.
If a player ranks a certain level, and they can set that standard, your team does not have to. You get cap excused for certain players. Yeah.
I mean, just look down the line of all the guys that we've drafted, like 5th round, 3rd round, and unrestricted, and we're losing, and we just can't keep them because they outplay their contract. There's got to be something that the NFL could do to kind of reward people for, having a great front office and a good culture, So
the thing is, the NFL wants parity. That's the only problem the argument would be brought up in that. It would be that, and they want players.
That forces everybody else to step their game up too. It's not our fault that everybody else is not, on that level. So
small market teams would struggle.
Better.
Yeah.
But if you're drafting well and you can keep your guys and there's incentive to pay them more for them not having to leave,
right?
They might stay,
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I fully agree.
There's something there, man, and it just bums me out that we keep losing guys because we just can't afford them, and but it is what it is until they change that.
Yeah, but that's great thing to bring up. Somebody needs to bring that up. I'm surprised Jerry
Right,
Jones hasn't brought that up since every year he's crying about. And the Rams, who I swear to God, if somebody investigates their books, I want to know if they're really legit.
Well, those guys, man, they don't draft nobody. They just keep paying for players.
Buying
You know,
players.
they wouldn't really. I mean, their motto is, F draft picks, so they're not really that team that would benefit from that kind of a system change. But we've created a pretty good culture that we hit and miss. There's guys for every Solomon Thomas, there's a Fred Warner. So, I mean, we there's give and take. But I think for the most part, man, if you really stop and think, man, as a 49er fan, you got to be happy with what we've done and what we've created. I mean, we've got some awesome players and some guys coming up that are going to be great. So. I'm excited, man. I feel this is the deepest I could feel our team being in a long time. And if Trey is where I think he is, I buy it in since before we drafted him. I think sky's the limit, man. I could see dynasty type stuff, man. Honestly, here, man. I mean,
looking like the Warriors, right? We'll be involved in the next 6 out of 8.
That'd be great, man. It could happen. So I'm looking forward to the season and the next few years. So it's looking good, man. It's gonna be good to be a 49er fan.
And great stuff. Breakout for a long time.
Yeah,
good.
Crazy, a lot of stuff going on, man. But it's good to hear from you, man.
Same here, fam. I'll be back Tuesday if you got time. You too.
For sure.
Night break.
All right, man. See ya.
All right. There's Breaking, that incredible background, everything. I mean, the dude is always spitting knowledge. I love it. And I love his idea. Somebody needs to bring that up. Teams should not be punished for having too many good players. If you've done that good a job in the draft, there should be some kind of compensation or some kind of situation where you can actually keep that guy and not be penalized. Hey, Flex.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Wait a minute. Who is this? Al?
This is Felix. Hello?
Oh, okay.
Hello? Hello?
Okay. Hello. Felix?
Yeah, what's up? How you doing?
All right, man. Can you kill your speaker in the background because it's overriding you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah. And no echo.
Okay.
Good. Felix, come on in, man.
Okay.
We're talking about the 49ers wide receiver room all of a sudden getting applause from PFF and they're using words like elite to define that unit already. And I got to think about, since CBS pointed out, I've always liked Omenihu ever since he arrived. I couldn't understand, and even I noticed he wasn't getting very much playing time. But then we had some dudes that you couldn't make sit down. Omenihu was looked upon as a breakout player for 2022. And you got Frank Gore. He's going to be in the front office. Does that make you say, yeah? What do you think, Felix?
I mean, I feel like I'm excited to see Jawan Jennings, because he's came a long way, and towards the end of the season, he played really good. Like, I don't remember the 49ers. I don't remember to me, I feel like the last time the 49ers had a big body receiver with good route running was Terrell Owens. We have not had a lot of.
That's how far back you got to go. That's not good. It's been rough.
We haven't had, and I'm reading, he has good hands, he runs routes, or this, that, and other. I think Bayou's going to be fine. I'm not worried about Deebo. I think it was good. I think it's been kind of quiet because, I don't know if you read, but Trent Williams, he asked Trent Williams for some advice about how to handle the situation.
Anyway.
So I think but the Niners are going to pay him. They're going to take care of him. And I think, like I said, I think one thing is the Jimmy Garoppolo contract. I feel like it's holding them up. But I think our receivers are going.
Jimmy's not owed any money right now. They could have signed him,
right?
And then you need to make him wait. Jimmy can leave on September whatever date they have to do to make it. But why make him wait? And you don't owe Jimmy a damn thing right now. Just pay him.
Yeah, I know. Because earlier in the season, when they was talking about Bosa and Deebo getting a contract, and the question was asked about, well, what if Jimmy's still on the books? And John Lynch was like, it's been budgeted for. So I'm at a point, man, where I trust John Lynch. Now in the beginning, when he got there, he's made some mistakes, but for the most part, if you look at our team and the draft picks we've got, we've been really good, especially drafting really late in the draft. Mm-hmm. And like you said about Kendrick Bourne, undrafted players. Yeah. We really, really, really do our homework. I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned about our defensive line because, of course, it starts both and Armstead. Those are our anchors, right? I think Kinlaw is going to be key. He's really going to be key. He's going to be key as far as him being healthy. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody's going to feed off because when you think about a player, so we got Hyder and we got the other guy, I can't pronounce his name. But if they're putting pressure and the quarterback is scrambling, either the guy's going to go into Armstead's arms or Bosa, one or the other. Mm-hmm. That's how it always works. Mm-hmm. So
Felix,
I think
we're going to be thanking Grant Cohn too, because Javon Kinlaw is probably going to be playing for Grant each and every Sunday.
Yeah, he like all them quarterbacks gonna look like Grant. He gonna eat them up. He's gonna eat them up. But
that conversation they had is gonna motivate him. But go ahead.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna motivate him. And I'm not worried about the. I am excited about our secondary. I really am. For
the first time in years.
For the first time, because we needed a second. We had. I don't think we should sign Tart unless he comes off the bench. I'm glad we got a good up-and-coming corner. We got Mosley. We got Jimmy Ward. So, I think that, and if Barrett comes, he plays good. So, I think our secondary is good.
You didn't mention Tavares, who's underrated.
Tavares Moore, right.
Ward.
Like I said, I think the key to our team, of course, is going to be Trey Lance. And for me, I feel like it's not going to really click for Trey Lance until Game 5. Because I don't know if you watched some of the games last year, like in the first quarter or something like that, Trey always starts off kind of slow. But as the game goes on, he starts to pick it up. Like when I went to the game, if you watch the game with the Texans, right, he started off kind of slow. He threw that interception. But as Shanahan started calling plays, he started rolling out. He started getting comfortable. So, and I think the thing about with Trey, he just really hasn't been able to play. He needs those reps.
Yeah, it's reps. Also, Shanahan likes to start the game with a rehearsed play. Then mysteriously, that play usually works. After that is when because he wants to feel out the defense and see where they're weak at, because that's what Shanahan does. He's going to pick the weak link and work on him if he can.
Right.
And the play's going to gravitate toward in that direction. So you got a set plan when they come into the game plan. Usually calls for. But what happens is it doesn't always go as planned, and he's got to go to plan B sometimes. He makes it a little more complicated than maybe it should be. But that's what he does.
We got a quarterback now that if stuff starts to break down, he has the ability to get out that pocket. So Trey Lance can in some ways can kind of perhaps make up for some of the deficiencies. Like if it's the blitz going on, he can buy a little bit more time, even run for the first down, even if the receivers run their routes before he runs, because it's going to be as to where defenders don't know he's going to run or he's going to throw. So I think for us that athletics, because a lot of things that Trey has, you can't teach. You cannot teach. So I think the first couple of games, I think they're going to rely on the running game. I do think they're going to take shots down the field. I really do. Yeah, I really, really think they're going to take some shots.
Especially if you got Gray in the game, because you drafted him for that in the first place. But it is going to be a lot of running. And hopefully, and I think Kyle's going to want Trey to stay in that pocket as much as possible. That's why he designs the plays like he does. Kyle Shanahan's gone on record as saying there's always somebody open. So
I hope they don't run him like they ran him against the Cardinals. They ran him 15 times.
That was not
intentional. Don't do that, bro.
Well, that was the thing.
Yeah.
Those windows were opening and closing. He's just got into the NFL, right? So the speed out there on that defense had to be frightening. There were windows opening and closing that Trey was supposed to go into. So what he did is he relied on his running ability. He ran because of the fact that the play died on him, so he had to take off. It wasn't so much as the play broke down, but Trey missed his cue. And he got better on that against the Texan game, though.
Well, Ronbo, remember that game against Arizona, and it was maybe like a goal line play, and they kept running Trey the ball. One time it was to the left, and one time it was to the right. I'm like, dude, that's why he got hurt because of his fingernail or whatever. But
the goal line.
Don't kill him, Kyle. Don't kill him.
Yeah, the goal line thing was another thing. He almost got him killed. Well, see, because Trey, he ran around that corner, and he's used to running over guys, but this is the NFL. You're not going to run over guys. You got to do something different. And he ran into that guy, and that was scary. His helmet flying off his head and everything. I said, damn, that was scary. So he learned. Those are learning steps that he's got to go through, and then he'll make an adjustment.
Yeah, and I like I said, I think the Niners will be all right. Like I said, I trust John Lynch, and I trust Lynch more than I trust Shanahan or whatever. But I do trust him. But like I said, I think
Felix?
Yeah. Huh?
You trust Lynch more than Shanahan?
For me, see, it's still bad taste in my mouth because that Super Bowl against when that lead was blown. So I think to me, and then the Super Bowl we played Kansas City, like some of the play calling was just very questionable. And I think he's a genius as far as play calling. But you know how some people are so smart they dumb? He's Shanahan. Because everybody knew in that Super Bowl we should have been running the ball. And he was throwing it, and Jimmy was throwing it. So, you know, like I said, I trust Lynch more than I trust Shanahan. I trust both of them.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be all right this year, yeah.
We're gonna find out. We only got a little while to go. All right. And Felix, I haven't heard from you forever, and good to hear from you again. I'm gonna look for you later. Tuesday.
Okay, man. Take care, brother.
You too.
Yeah, I'll be back. All right.
Good. Night, Felix.
Right.
Felix, I haven't called a name Felix in so long. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show. Get in here.
Ronbo,
Hey.
before I begin,
Okay.
I would like to confess something to you, Reverend Ronbo. I have sinned. I am sorry for interrupting the good Reverend who called in earlier. That is something I normally do not do, but I had to call out the lies about Jimmy Garoppolo. And Reverend, to me, where I have sinned that I have interrupted your call earlier. And
so
you know I love you out of nothing but love. Oh, you know I love the Reverend out of nothing but love for him.
Show your sound is coming in now. Oh, that's a little better.
Can you hear
Okay,
me
good. Okay, now okay.
Okay, but you know, I just had to call out the lie. I had to call it the lie when it was needed to. So now that is out of the way, go ahead.
No, it's a misconception. If anybody ever watched Jimmy Garoppolo play college football, Jimmy can light the ball downfield. It's not something he cannot do. He does it often, but he can.
And like I had told you, that we didn't have the 4.3 speedster who actually had hands that presented a play call to throw it downfield. And Kyle Shanahan's offense, FYI, if you haven't been watching the past 5 years, is predicated off the run. Yep. And if there is a play that allows itself to throw it downfield, then he will throw it downfield and make a play call on that. But we didn't have a 4.3 speed guy.
Thing. Jimmy Garoppolo was one of the best in the league at throwing between the numbers, of which people don't put a value on. They only put value on throwing outside the numbers. Jimmy Garoppolo is one of the best in the league at throwing between the numbers, and that takes timing, accuracy, and it's a little more difficult than people give credit for.
And that's the NFL in a nutshell, as far as quarterbacks playing goes. I don't know what these people are thinking when Trey Lance is going to be coming in eventually, that he's going to be throwing deep downfield every single game, and that's not going to be the case. They're in for a rude awakening if that's what they're thinking all the time. And as far as the receiving core goes, Ronbo, I don't know who wrote that piece, but I wouldn't exactly call them elite. Number one, I wouldn't even put him anywhere near elite, Ronbo. Deebo Samuel took 3 years to have a 1,000-yard season. He can't stay healthy. Number one.
Well, yeah, that's his biggest problem. His calves. His hamstrings.
Number two, he played running back most of the time in 2021. He didn't play receiver. And number three,
a little bit later in the season,
is very sketchy. He's not in every single week, and he hasn't broken 1,000 yards yet. Elite to me, Ronbo, is Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen,
Devontae Adams,
Tyreek Hill, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Those are elite receivers because they're in and week out for their teams. They barely miss any time. They're 1,000-yard receivers every year, and we have one receiver who barely reached 1,000 yards, playing running back half the time, named Deebo Samuel. What is he, a running back or a receiver? I can't really
That's why he wants to get paid for both.
Right now.
But you know what, though, Show? Kyle's offense is set up so that there's going to be a lot of spread. It's kind of hard for any one guy to be the man. And Jimmy likes Deebo a lot, and that's why he went to him most of the time, because he trusted Deebo unlike anybody else on the team, right? And all quarterbacks do that. Every quarterback. Can you imagine playing for the Packers and next to Devontae Adams? I'm a good receiver, right? But Aaron doesn't pay any attention to me, and I think every team has that. You know?
Yeah.
So.
And I wouldn't put him anywhere near elite right now just yet. You need to be consistent like these guys have since entering the league. They've had 1,000-yard seasons every single year they've been in the league, and none of our guys have reached that yet. And they look more like running backs than they do actually receivers.
Yeah.
Which is why we probably got Danny Gray. I mean, because we finally have somebody who can actually stretch the field. And this has nothing to do with quarterback play either, because our quarterback can throw down the field. It's just that the receivers that we have that are more hybrid YRs, HVACs.
Right.
You know, they're not true receivers.
So remember in 2019,
and that's why I've been crying. That's why I've been crying for a number one wide receiver for the longest time.
Yeah, because
I still don't.
We got Emmanuel Sanders. That's what happened. Kyle came out and called out the entire wide receiver room because we were terrible. I mean, Deebo just got there, and we had Kendrick Bourne was doing a good job, but not like the kind of job you need for a team to win a lot of games. And then you had who? We wouldn't have had to get Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, you know.
Remember, before Emmanuel Sanders got there, everyone was dropping everything left and right. It was ridiculous.
This is why, when I give Jimmy G credit, I say, you know what? Jimmy G did things with nothing. That's why I said, I don't know how people are looking what they're looking at. But if you got that kind of wide receiver room with a rookie, I got another guy, I got a second-tier receiver, it's hard, So that's why I still give him praise. I don't care.
And as far as Frank Gore goes, I would love to see him be the earpiece for John Lynch as far as selecting running back goes, the number one lead consultant for selecting our running back room from here on out. If anybody knows how to play that position, it's Frank Gore.
Well, he knows talent when he sees it too.
And he's right up there he's right up there as far as the elites go when it comes to scrimmage yards and things like that, as breaking records and stuff like. He's right up there with Brown and all those guys as far as elite.
Before we run out of time, real quick, Omenihu, is he as much as they say he might be, according to CBS Sports? 30 seconds.
I don't know. I don't want to believe anything the media says anymore these days. We have to see how Drake Jackson turns out before we see how Charles Omenihu turns out to be. You know what I mean? Because Nick needs help out bad. And I think that I can't wait to see what Drake Jackson has to offer. And then we'll go from there as far as Charles Omenihu goes, where he
supposed to go.
As far as what we can say about him, So
we'll find out. All right, Joe. Always a pleasure. Even though people
always
in the
a
chat think
pleasure.
that we're a team.
Shout out to. I don't understand why they do. Shout out to the TNT fam. Shout out to Donut and T, who I absolutely love. Shout out to the Rev and Papa Dragons. And y'all take care and have a great night. All right.
All right, Joe. Appreciate you, fam. Talk to you later.
For sure.
Tuesday, I'll be back. All right. And we roll on over here. Hey, Levi. Hey, great name. Nobody ever thought about using the username as Levi. Even if his name isn't Levi. What a perfect Levi.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, man. As I said, it's a stress-free time of year. We're looking at things that are starting to look a little better. You look at our secondary now that has gotten to the place now. You don't have to say anything about them bad now. They're going to come in with guns a-blazing and looking good. And then PFF says the 49ers wide receiver room is ranked at number 6, putting them in an elite category. I said, what? Whoa, got to talk about your opinions on this one. You know, you look at Deebo, you look at Ayuk, and you know they're going to be doing work. But then you look beyond that, and they've got other guys that can play. Oh. And Omenihu, I'm liking what I heard about him because I liked him last year. Hey, Levi, Frank Gore is going to be in the front office soon because Jed York knows damn well he better hire him. What are you thinking?
Oh man, I love Frank Gore being a thing. That dude's he's a great running back, one of the best running backs in 49ers.
History.
First, that last guy came in talking about I had to call out lies, and then he come up there spouting out lies about our receiving corps. Like Deebo had 1,400 yards. They kind of slowed him down. Remember, I told you earlier. I think they were kind of like trying to kill that All-Pro so they didn't have to pay him as much. So that was thinking,
come on, Levi.
Like 10 to 15 million. I think they wanted him to be a 10 to 15 million dollar receiver, and then he was like lighting up, all that running after that catch and stuff. He was working heavy. He was chasing Cooper Kupp.
Because could they have been that diabolical?
He would have been like, I don't know, man. It just felt weird that he just started running the ball, and then they don't passing the ball no more. It was like, okay, we're going to turn him into a running back. He did good in 2019.
Well, see, that was his fault, Levi.
Plays.
That was his fault. He looked damn good as a running back, though. My God, Deebo. Well, like we were saying one time, it looked like everybody else is moving in slow motion, and Deebo's moving on a split screen or some kind of. It was crazy. You know, he looked so good at running back, but it was dangerous. And, you know, running backs get killed every day. I mean,
but
you know.
The thing is, man, I feel, I'm part of conspiracy theory. I got a lot of conspiracy theories in the NFL. So I kind of feel like they did because he won't get him money passes. He won't get in those looks that he was getting in the first. They're like, okay, we do need some extra running back room.
Though.
So
it was hurting, though, Levi. You know, Elijah Mitchell was getting laid up every week, and who was else on running back? And Trey Sermon was not getting it done. You had, what's his name, was injured. Jeffrey Wilson Jr. is coming off an injury. JaMychal Hasty, he could play 4 snaps before he was hurt. So Kyle said, damn, what am I going to do now? And then Deebo, guys just want to come play with Deebo. And all of a sudden, the wide back is born.
But the wide back won't get in wide receiver catches that much.
Well,
it was going to other people.
You got to do it.
So so for me, it was kind of hurting his wide receiver.
Yeah.
I was surprised he made All Pro because, he was
1,400 yards. That's not shaky.
I know, but he got it all in the early part of the season.
He's going to get
He got majority of that in the early part of the season.
Yeah, he's going to get his looks this year because I think Davis Price is going to be a load. So we're going to use him more. We're going to lean on him for that run a little bit more, I think. And Elijah Mitchell's going to do his thing. So Deebo will be, in his business card, he can take running back off. He will probably be a wide receiver most of the time.
Well,
but he still does it well,
he can go back to 2019.
Does a damn good
Deebo.
job, though.
I think Deebo would rather be 2019 Deebo. The 2019 Deebo, they'll give him like an in and around play, and he'll just run and do it good. I don't think he like going up the middle.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I don't want him doing it.
He like that thing because you go to the side, you can be physical. You can hit them and they go out of bounds. You ain't getting tackled and increase your chance of getting hurt. So, he like being physical, but you don't want to be physical in the open field because you're running people in and they're taking you down. You take them more. But if you get that ball and you're on the outside, you can hit them and they get out bounds. So you kind of you don't get hit, hurt this guy.
Taking direct hits. That's true. That's true. I like that. Yeah, I want to see him go back to his old role too, because he don't put too much on his plate. He's still got to get paid though. So it's not going to matter whether he's doing wide back work or not. He's still going to have to get paid.
He want that money. Deebo want that money. I was surprised he was shocked at Deebo's action. Deebo comes out, he's all about that excitement. He's wearing all those gold chains. He's about that money. So I was not surprised. I was just surprised he went the Kyler Murray route.
Yeah, Levi, if you're like me, you look around and you see the antics going on with players around the league. I don't want anybody guys doing it. I laugh at them, but I don't want to look at our team. Oh no, we're doing it too. No.
Yeah, I mean, you just do this normal thing. You don't show up to training mini camp. You send your little messages out. You do the normal stuff, not that Kyler Murray crap. especially when you ain't really got no leverage.
I know Kyler's amazing. Kyler's messing up and getting mad about his money. Kyler, you you got no shame. You screwed up in that last few games of the
Well,
season.
I ain't care about Kyler. I just cared about what Deebo did. I'm like, dang, Deebo, no.
Yeah, I know, Don't do things that are warranted. If you're kicking butt, okay. People need to listen. If Deebo was kicking butt, and he did do it, but our guys carried themselves with a certain amount of etiquette that I was hoping he'd adhere to, and then he did that. But Deebo didn't say a lot. He was quoted saying things from other people, which worries me because that was private, not necessarily meant to be posted up.
You know, ain't no private thing.
I know. when you're a star, I know.
Yeah, you're a budding star. You don't know who you can trust.
Not even his brother. His brother was the worst. God.
Man, you know, they want to get that thing, man. They talk about Deebo, man. We know his brother.
Well,
we didn't know who his brother was before that.
I know, but
I didn't even know Deebo had a brother.
I didn't either. Nobody knew it. Hey,
So
little
that's
bro,
how you
look,
get
man, don't
yourself
help me,
wrong.
okay? Because they'll be all day paying me what you talking, man. I told you that in confidence. You didn't have to post it up. What you crying about? I can see that argument,
He said, it's all right, bro. It's all right, bro. You'll still get paid. And now my Twitter page is popped. So now I can make some money.
Anyway, it'll work out. Levi's going to be okay. I suspect the 49ers, it's getting close to July. They'll probably come up with a contract soon. There'll be big breaking news, and we can stop saying, Niners, what are you waiting on? Would you pay him before he gets mad again? Anyway, I'll be back Tuesday looking for you.
All right, man. I'll
All
see you
right,
next time.
man. Looking forward to it.
Bye.
Night, Levi. Man. Hey, Fly Guy.
Ronbo.
Fly Guy, Power Fitness is back. He came in and made an announcement on the chat. I love it. Hey, Fly Guy, well, I'm looking at how do you feel about a wide receiver room? And is PFF, are they in line by calling the 49ers a wide receiver room elite? Or did they go too far? Big Show thinks they went too far.
Yeah, you're right. Because we do have talent, but the best receiver team out there is the team that won the Super Bowl, and that's the team we couldn't stop for nothing. We couldn't stop Cooper Kupp for nothing. So we can't be looking at us like we the best. We can't be looking at us like we got the best receiver team in the NFL, but we're not looking at the other team. They upgraded too. So,
Fly Guy, you know what? They ranked them. We're ranked number 6, and I think the Rams are ahead of us, unfortunately, which really bothers me. But then again, like you say, it's like Cooper Kupp. But let me look at that list again just to make sure that I got this right. I think we're number 6. Go ahead. I'm gonna get back to you on this. But go ahead. What are you gonna say?
and somebody else was saying they trust John Lynch more than Cal. How you trust John Lynch more than Cal? Look at the Rams. Look at the Rams, right? Cooper Kupp is the highest paid receiver, right?
I gotta go. I don't understand his contract. They said 5 years, 100-something million. That's 20. I'm not sure how he got a lot guaranteed money. I think they guaranteed him 75 mil.
Yeah, he the highest paid receiver. And Aaron Donald, the highest paid non-quarterback.
See. But this is that extension. You can extend your players without. I still don't get it though. But yeah, I don't know how they can afford that. And Jalen Ramsey is getting paid a hell of a lot of money as well. Stafford's getting paid huge money. I don't know how they do it.
And yeah, we can't sign Deebo Samuel. Like what was going on? Like it's weird. Like
they can, but I don't know what they're waiting on.
It's kind of weird. Like how those teams are able to sign those players for this big of a contract, but yet we struggling to sign one little player. Like,
but they do that. They're going to do it next year. I don't know if they're going to do it to Nick, but they've done it every year for the last 3 years, Everybody, well, would you just wait a minute. For what? And I mean, Fred got paid. I mean, George got paid in August. Fred got paid in July. Here's Deebo. We're heading into July, and Deebo is still waiting to get paid. I don't. Anyway, Las Vegas is ahead of us as far as the ranking. Philadelphia, Miami, Tampa Bay, and Cincinnati. Wait a minute, the Rams are not ranked ahead of us. Las Vegas, Philly, Miami, Tampa Bay, and Cincinnati. We're number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, Fly Guy. We are ranked ahead of the Rams. I'm kind of surprised. I thought the Rams were ranked ahead of us. They only had Cooper Kupp, though. You know.
Yeah, but Cooper Kupp.
It was a one-man wrecking machine.
Yeah,
look at the whole room.
That's why we lost the game. This man was running like nobody can stop him. Like, what's going on here?
Nobody could. He did whatever he wanted to.
And the only thing I don't like about Kyle Shanahan is, like they say, scary offense don't score touchdown. Stop being scared. You can be at the other team 40-yard line, and we got like a half a yard to go. He'll punt the ball. Huh. That'll make you just want to like crash the TV. Like, what the heck he just did? And that's how we've been losing game. Like, you have to be aggressive and go for those 1 yard.
Yeah.
Giving the team the ball at the 20, you only gain 20 yards right there. Like, what did you do? We got to go for we got to be aggressive this year. So you got all your players you needed, your receivers, your running backs. Let's be aggressive. Stop putting the ball on half a yard. Like, that's what. Go ahead.
A lot of times the coach is looking at the field and seeing how things have been going, and then they'll get scared or not. There was a guy last year who went for fourth and 1 every time almost. And he had a good percentage, though, of winning those battles. I think we did pretty good with 4th and 1. I think we went for it a couple of times. I think.
Yeah, I mean, because we punted on every 4th and 1. That's why we were so good. Yeah, we got to be aggressive. We're not going to win no championship being scared like that.
Yeah,
I just
got to run risk.
We on our own 40, yeah, but if we're on the other team 40 and we already down a couple of touchdowns, and you're gonna punt the ball? Nah, come on. You got to be aggressive.
But one thing the Rams cannot say, which Ready to Go is saying, McVay owns Shanahan. Somebody explained to Ready to Go that they won 1 game out of 7. Okay, that's not good. All right, so ownership belongs to Shanahan. What is Ready to Go's always saying things that make no sense? But go ahead, Black Guy. I just had to correct it. I couldn't stand it.
And those people who saying the 49ers fan, they always complaining.
We have a right.
They just don't understand. They don't understand what the fans go through, because they sitting home in the living room watching the football game. But you got the faithful that's traveling, buying season tickets, waking up early in the morning, getting their kids ready to travel. They have the right to be angry at those players or coaches,
right?
Because they don't want us investing the time and money while we sitting at home on the couch. Most of the time, we don't even pay for the program we're watching the game on. So we're not complaining.
Yeah.
So you can't be like, oh, they complaining. I can understand, because we got the best fan in the NFL. They travel everywhere we go. So let them complain. Like, they spend their money, they buy a season ticket, they traveling. So
there have been some times, though, and we'll always say this because we're 49 fans, the officials did make some huge mistakes. And that Super Bowl, I'll never get over that. You got a so-so offensive line that stopped one of the most dominant defensive lines in the NFL during the Super Bowl, and they did not get flagged for holding or anything else. And the following year, that same sorry offensive line went up against Tom Brady, and they called every last – I mean, they didn't miss one call. I said, okay, that's fine. Ooh. So, it is what it is. It's too late now. But we got a right to complain. You're damn right. Like, we ran out of time. Go ahead, real quick, because I talked too much on that last one. Go ahead.
Yeah, you good. You good. Okay.
All right, fam. I'll look for you Tuesday then. All right.
Yeah.
Have a great night. And let's go. Hey, Bryant. Brian,
Hey, Ronbo, how are you doing?
Doing great. Brian and I are the only people that are weary, or not weary, but leery of the team up in the Emerald City. Brian, I'm still, people are still, I tell them about you and me the whole time. We're the last two guys that are being looked at as cowards. But I'll tell you right now, I don't care.
No, it's not about not being faithful or not being, positive about the team or anything like that. It's about looking at the stats over the last couple of years, over the last almost 3 decades now. It's been where they really have complete control over our team. And as much as you say that, or I say that, people get mad about it. And well, it's the facts. But I can sit down every day, every game, and say I want the Niners to win. It doesn't matter how much I say I want them to win. They have to go out and win, and if the refs have anything to do with it, it doesn't matter how much we want them to win, how well they play. If the refs rig the game, it's over.
Yeah. So the Hawks have been blessed a few times to get away with that. And it's gotten old and tiresome and irritating. I mean, Russell Wilson and the Hawks getting away with some of those end zone plays that were clearly infractions. And they do it against other teams too. If you play in Seattle, the chances of winning are lessened by the fact that there's going to be some things going on out there that are questionable as far as the reffing of the game. And that's not just us. I've seen other teams get abused the same way. So,
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, we'll go to the championship game. There was a YouTube video that's got taken down several times, but it's been put back up. It's called NFL 2014 Rigged. It's all the calls that got called against the 49ers during that championship game. And, just one thing real quick, like how Russell Wilson scrambles around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They got called to delay a game right at the beginning of the game. It went over 40 seconds, and they weren't called to delay a game. But Kaepernick was called to delay a game.
Mm-hmm.
That pushed us back to third down and further back. And so there's a bunch of little nuances like that, little things like that. So it's neat because
you can lose a game.
Sometimes when they
you can lose games.
We lost the game because of it.
Yeah.
How come they're able to hit us, helmet to helmet, they're able to hit us certain ways, but when we did it, they called penalties on us. So no, it's not right. It's not right. But that's why you play the game, because you never know what's going to happen. But it just seems to be something weird with Seattle because like you were saying, there's other teams. So they were the team against Green Bay that got the refs to come back because they had that fraudulent pass in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
So something
even the Raiders against the Bengals. That was wrong, but all the NFL can do is apologize. You guys are out.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
But I wanted to call in and tell everybody just trust the process. We're fans. We get really emotional. We can't choose what's really going to happen or not. And at the end of the game, I just want the Niners to do as best as they can. And if they say this guy's going to be the center or this guy's going to be the backup quarterback, I'm not paying the check. So I'm going to still root for the team, even if they like me or not.
Yeah, you got to do it.
If I like one YouTube channel and I don't like another YouTube channel, the Niners don't really care because all they care about is, going and doing their job. There's so many fans out there, so we can scream as much as we want, but at the end of the day, being faithful is remaining being a fan. So it doesn't matter how many game tickets you buy, how many jerseys you buy, how many games you watch on the couch. It's about being a fan. So if you're a Niner fan, you just trust the process. You can be argumentative. You could say this and that. I would do this if I was the coach or I was the owner. But at the end of the day, you're not. So you just have to trust the process. You just have to go along with the flow. And, the Niners, for the last couple of years, we've won championships, Super Bowls, and then we go so long without going to the playoffs, and then we get a little bit of, little spark right there with Harbaugh, and now we move on, and now we're getting Shanahan, and we're so upset because one year he goes to the Super Bowl, next year everybody gets hurt, and the next year he almost takes us to the Super Bowl again. So it's like we're so used to winning Super Bowls. Well, older fans, a lot of younger fans are just they're not old enough to know what that feels like, and I'm young, but I'm old enough to know what that feels like a little bit.
And plus,
I'm
they have to hear
also
about those
old-
other five trophies all the time, and it's got to be annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. So they want to win a trophy. Everybody wants to win a trophy, but at the end of the day, we gotta just trust the team. We really do, and that's what's so exciting is because getting really close to the season starting, and I think Trey is going to have a great season. I really do. But at the end, if they say Jimmy's still on the team and he's going to be the backup, they must believe that he's not going to destroy the locker room. They must believe this or that. And I'm just, hey, whatever happens, if it's Sedfield, if it's Purdy, I don't care.
Yeah.
If it's Jimmy, that's fine.
Yeah, Jimmy.
What do you think, John?
If he's not going to start, he's definitely got to go because you can't have $26 million as a backup. That's too expensive. So he's definitely got to go, or one or the other.
Well, think about it. The overall quarterback room isn't that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
One guy, $26 million, but I don't know. I'm just thinking, if he ends up staying because they can't trade him, will he reduce his contract for the Niners so he can stay, or is he going to just get cut and then not be on the team at all? We'll see what happens. Everybody wants him to go. This team, this fan base is so hateful towards one player, and it's funny because after the success that this guy's had, everybody wants him to go, and it's that's fine. Let him go. And,
we're ungrateful and spoiled. I mean,
we
that's why
we let Montana go.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it goes. You win championships, doesn't mean anything. If you get in championships, if you keep us relevant, doesn't mean anything. We like this guy better. Goodbye. It's just rough. You got to feel for quarterbacks. But they get paid a lot of money, so you don't need to feel too sorry for them. We got to go, though, Brian. I'll be looking for you Tuesday. Hey,
I'll come back in, and everybody, look out for the Warriors. Hopefully, they get this win, and no matter what, stay faithful to the Niners, and remember, it's always red and gold on Ronbo Radio.
Hey,
have a good night.
Thanks, Brian. Give my best to Tori and Lily. I'll see you Tuesday if you got time. All right. And hey, yo, Elvis. Where's Marketing Pro? Marketing Pro, Ellis has got some things that you need to listen up to.
What's up, Ronbo?
Ellis, man, I'm getting all excited about the receiving room getting respect and props. I couldn't stand it. I said, I'm bringing this to the fam tonight, man. Look at these guys have been ranked as elite. Are you serious right now? Because the Big Show had some observations that were probably on target about our receiving room, but at the same time, I think our receiving room is going to be as predicted. I do like Deebo and Ayuk, and I certainly like Jawan Jennings, who proved himself to be solid. And I can't wait to see the two new kids on the block do their thing. I think it's warranted, Ellis. They are elite. And Omenihu, I'm telling you, how I always pick a guy every year too. I think Omenihu could be special. CBS Sports says that boys go have a breakout year. Ellis, Frank Gore, coming to work for you. Give me some stuff here. What do you got?
Man, I'm always all for the great Frank Gore coming to being part of office. That's kind of what we were hoping with Joe Staley. So, being that he's from that same, being that he's from that time frame. Yeah, being that he's from that same time frame, it'd be good to have that energy there. Have that presence and that intuition. Veteranship, there. So that's really good. That might actually make Joe want to come out. Come and
I forgot about that. They love each other. They say nothing but good things about each other on Twitter. Yeah.
Well, that's when you build a brotherhood like that. You know what I mean? That's how it should be. So it's good to see that those guys still have that close relationship because a lot of the Niners from that era, aren't really hanging like that, but those are long time and forever Niners. So everybody didn't. Not everybody, caught the train. You know what I'm saying when it was leaving. Mm-hmm. When it came to that, but also Kimoko Toure is another defensive player. I think is going to be an asset to us, and because we got Kerry Hyder, and then with him and also Omenihu. It's going to be dangerous,
Some good ball players have to say goodbye. It really bothers me. Oh,
Yeah, that's what happens with those 1 year, contracts and shit like that. You know what I mean? It'd be good to sign these guys to at least a 2 year till we can be able to have some security for another season with them. But if they love where they're at, then hopefully they'll hang around longer. I'm not sure if Teray would just leave. If he had a really good promising season, he might like being under Kasurik and stuff like that. I mean, we got Hyder came back. He left for 1 year and he came right back. So it might behoove these guys to try to hang out a little bit longer. You know what I mean? But if they're thinking like Arden Key, then more than likely they will be around.
I'm just paid. I'm here to get paid. Well, okay, we'll go get paid.
Yeah. Keep it moving. But the receiving core, I'm definitely confident in. Of course, there's no reason not to be. I just hope that whatever's going on with Danny, that he's able to get that hammy, stuff situated. Or it was a hamstring or a groin. I believe it was a hamstring.
Who'd you mention?
Danny Gray. Danny Gray
it's
tweaked his hamstring.
Yeah. Speedster's, that's Speedster's disease, hamstrings.
Yeah, it's common. But to me, that sounds like a lot of like they're not stretching all the way.
Yes.
A lot of times guys are just like, I'm fast, I'm athletic, I'm ready to go. It's that arrogance, and I've been there, so I can speak, about that kind of stuff and shit like that. And thankfully, I didn't, tear a hamstring, but it's always better to stretch. And stretch really, really well. You know what I mean?
And get on
when
a
you're
bicycle
really that
for a few
fast
minutes
and
and
your
work
legs
up a
move
sweat
that quick.
first, and then go stretch.
Yeah.
You know what? I love appoint a guy to make sure that you make certain guys stretch. Come over here and guys, we're not going to treat you like children. But listen, what we're going to do is we're going to make it a policy that you guys got to stretch a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes. What? Yeah, because you guys come up lame every week. No, we got another lady here that's going to work with you.
Yeah.
Oh, she fine. All right. That's what you do, Ellis.
Yeah.
You get
definitely.
yoga ladies out
That's
there
a good idea.
and make them work. Because they don't like to stretch. I didn't like to stretch, Ellis. Mine wears you out doing it.
You're just ready to go. Yeah. It's always like, nah, I'm ready to go. Or if I do stretch, I'm only giving it maybe 5 minutes tops, and I'm ready to go. Just give me the rock.
That is
Basketball, football, whatever it is. Let's just get busy.
Twang.
But yeah, now what'd you say?
Twang. That's a muscle pulling.
Yeah.
Okay, don't say nothing because I told you to stretch. Man.
Yeah. And lastly, man, I think our boy, man, I don't know. I just was about to say his name. With the kid we got from the Steelers,
Ray.
Ray McLeod. Yeah, he's gonna be doing some dirt.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see him when he returns. That's the best in the league.
Well,
can't wait.
Yeah, well, he's going to be that, and but I think Kyle's going to be wanting to use him a lot in the offense, which is going to be beneficial for us because of what he looks like, up the field and catching the ball. I think he's like at that Richie James. I don't know how tall is Antonio Brown.
I don't think he's very tall. That's what always
amazes
me
was
about
he
him.
like 5'9" or
he ain't over 6 foot,
5'10" maybe, or 5'8"?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because him and McLeod sound like they got kind of like similar physique, but of course, I think Antonio's a little faster. But Ray moves really well after the catch, and he's fearless. I'm hearing a lot of good things about him, and just when I was looking at some highlights, I really think he's going to be. He's like a Richie James kind of feel, and I was going to say that a couple of days ago, but I didn't get to make it to the show. And then I had overheard on the show where Grant was talking about it, and they were saying like what Richie James should have been, or could have been to the team. Especially as an offensive weapon versus the special teams thing, which we do need the special teams, badly. We're dying for it, so
prove that
it'll be good to have both. Yeah. So we'll be good, man. It's looking good, feeling good.
All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to say goodbye to you now and see you Tuesday because we'll miss Monday.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay,
Good stuff as
Peace and
usual.
love. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Ellis.
Appreciate
Shout out
you
to
for the
that
platform.
squad, too. All right.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, man. Outsiders, wipe your feet, dust yourself off. You know what I mean? And before you enter the premises.
There you go.
And much love, man, to the Niners. It's for life.
All right, fam. Night, Ellis.
All right, champ. Peace.
And Terradome provides info. Ray Ray's 5'9". Yeah, and fast dudes, usually that's what you get. You get that kind of size, but they're usually, he's got to be tough. Howard. I know. What's up?
What's going on?
Howard, man, we're sitting up with that wide receiver room, and Omenihu and Frank Gore is about to get hired as a 49er, so we can look at him all the time out hanging around on the field.
That would be a good inspiration, that's for sure.
Running backs would love it. Although Frank wants to work in the front office, so he'd probably be doing other things, so you wouldn't see him often, but still, But what do you think about that wide receiver room? Have they gone too far by calling that collection of talents elite? And Charles Omenihu, the man's name that's fun to pronounce. I mean, CBS says he could be a breakout player. He didn't get a lot of snaps last year because he came into a team that was already pretty much ahead of him as far as what we like to do, right? But now Charles is out there competing now. But what do you think?
I think Charles Omenihu is gonna be good. He just might do that, And the coach usually, if a guy's having like a hot hand, he's gonna keep him out there.
Yes, indeed. So, that's why Nick never sits down.
If he's humming, then you keep him out there. You know what I'm saying? Why stop it? So he has the size, he has the length. He's pretty good on the edge.
Long either. That dude is 6'6". I didn't know he was that long. And he's got a wingspan on top of that. So you talk about bend around. Here's an offensive lineman. Oh, man, I'm dealing with the elastic. Man, look out. Matt. And Stafford's been pulled down. Omenihu actually reached around the offensive lineman with a 2 feet thing and he pulled Stafford. Stafford didn't even know it hit him. And that's 4th down. They'll have to punt. Yes. Oh. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Stafford got up, bro. Stafford got up. He was like, who just hit me? Omenihu.
They call him Reed. He's part of the Fantastic Four. Reed Richards. Flexibility, length. It just goes on and on. That wingspan. Dude's got an arm length. Perfectly built for that job. Huh. So we're going to see.
Sky's the limit for him, man. The sky's the limit for him, man. All you got to do is put in the work, and he'll be all right.
If you had to make a choice right now, or a prediction right now, Vegas is saying $1 million. Whoever can get it right. Who's going to play opposite Nick Bosa? Give me 3 spots. Who's the 3 players that are going to stay? Because when you look at that edge rushing group, I didn't know Omenihu was a DE. I thought he was a DT. They're probably going to put him in the inside anyway. But if you had to pick between Omenihu, Jordan Willis, Ibukum, you got Kerry Hyder back. There may be a couple of guys I'm missing too. But between those guys I just mentioned, Drake, Jackson, how you going to do? You can't keep all these guys. Not on the edge. You get to keep 4.
I'm definitely keeping Drake Jackson for sure.
Yeah, Drake and Nick are probably safe.
I like Omenihu a lot. Like he has a lot of potential, and Jordan Willis he has good length as well. He has a motor, so I would keep him as well.
You didn't say that about Kerry
Hyder. Is like on the cusp.
Yeah, and
Ebicom is like the one on the cusp. And Kerry Hyder,
you getting rid of Ebicom? Is that what you said?
I would.
You say cut
for the right deal.
Yeah,
I would keep him over Hyder. I would keep Ebicom over Hyder. Yeah,
because
he has more versatility. Yeah, he has more versatility than Kerry Hyder.
True.
Ebicom can also cover too.
Yeah, you got to keep E. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, so he cover as well.
So E and Omenihu. Man, Willis.
Yep.
Willis was a hero last year. I might have to keep one more. We might have to keep 6, 2, 4, 6. I'm over the limit. The interior lineman, though, we still got to get that filled up. It's going to be hard to keep all that talent. Howard? Oh, it's going to be tough. Please don't go to the Seahawks. Ow!
You know they're waiting. You know they're waiting. You know they're waiting at that door. They said, wait a minute. Who's the free agent? He played for the 49ers?
Oh,
that's exactly what they're thinking right now.
Guarantee you, Pete Carroll's looking at our roster as hard as he's looking at his own roster. Guarantee he knows every guy on our team, and he's already picked him out.
They always take our scraps, man. Always. They thought, oh, Kerry Hyder. Oh, he gave him all them sacks for them, so he can come over here and do that work for us.
Well, they won't take Kerry Hyder back, but if we let Willis go, Willis is going to be a Hawk overnight. If Omenihu leaves, he's a Hawk overnight. You know, it's whew, man.
It sucks.
Because I don't look at them guys. I'm not looking at them as scrubs. Willis is a hero in the Green Bay game. And Omenihu looks good. He just needs more snaps because his numbers were right up there with Nick's, and he didn't even get nearly as many snaps as some of the rest of those guys. Arden Key's already gone. We don't have to worry about him. You know, before we run out of time, though, tell me about that wide receiver room.
Oh, I definitely will put them up there in the top 5, 6, 7 range. Yeah, I definitely would.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody. Here's my thing, Ronbo. Mm-hmm. Everybody keep overrating the Rams wide receiving group this year. There is no Odell Beckham. There is no Robert Woods anymore.
They picked up Robinson.
I mean, Robinson ain't fast. He's literally Jordan. He's literally Jordan Nelson. That's it.
He can be covered.
He's a Jordy Nelson.
Jordy Nelson was damn good though. Hope he ain't as good as Nelson, but still,
he was a good. He's good. He's good at the point of attack, but he's not he will never separate from anybody. He's not fast. He wasn't. When he left Aaron Rodgers, what happened? His
I
career
went to
fell off.
Chicago and nobody ever heard from him again. So
exactly.
He went to the Raiders, right? Yeah. Jordy Nelson
Raiders,
went to the Raiders.
Yeah, you're right. Raiders. Yep. And and Derek Carr is not a bad quarterback.
We're gonna,
So I'm just saying.
We're gonna find out.
They're not. Well, their receiving core is not that good.
Well, Howard, we're ranked ahead of him, by the way, so that's good. We got more depth. Howard, let me see you Tuesday, will you? All right.
I'm gonna try to hang it in, bro.
All right, man. Looking forward to it. Have a great night, Howard.
All right, big dog.
Appreciate you. Right. Give it some meat. Night, Howard.
Oh. All right, man.
Let's go check out Shabazz. Shabazz.
Ronbo.
Shabazz. Oh, Shabazz. For a change, we're getting respect this year. I think people even said things good about secondary as normally each year. The first thing people out of everybody outside of San Francisco, first they do is say something bad about that 49ers secondary is looking suspect. But the 49ers frontline defense should be potent. And also the 49ers, our run game gets a little love, especially when you got guys like Mostert. But now they finally said something about the wide receiver room. We've not heard nothing really good about that wide receiver room. And somebody put it out since Terrell Owens was here. I thought we was okay, though, when we got, what's his name, from Baltimore. They did give, what's the name of the love? The guy who beat us during the Super Bowl.
Torrey Smith.
No, the wide receiver from Baltimore that we picked up.
Well, that was Torrey Smith. That was Torrey Smith, 82, Torrey Smith.
No, there's another one, too, that we signed the very next year. Tough guy.
Bolden.
Yeah. Man, I used to say,
Bolden.
Anquan Bolden's arms, man, a lot of dudes don't know. When you go up against guys with that kind of power, man, it's rough. Even Sherm wouldn't mess with him. You notice that? Sherm never did mess with Anquan Bolden.
Yeah. No, he didn't mess with Bolden. He didn't mess with Bolden. But Ronbo, look, I hear everybody, and I've been hearing people call in, and somebody said something about 3 or 4 callers ago that did make sense. I think it was Big Show. Yeah, I'm one of the faithful because I do get ticked off because I do travel to go see these 49ers home and on the road.
Oh, that was Colt.
When they not producing,
Brian Colt.
It ticks me off. It ticks me off. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Because there are the sideline ungratefuls that sit there, and then I get upset with everybody in the Bay, and I'm talking to specifically who's ever listening in the Bay. Because when we're not winning, I can't sell my seats for $10 in the end zone, and that really ticks me off, Ronbo.
And that's the best seat in the house.
Sell my seats. I can't sell my seats in the end zone for $10. I've lowered them to I've called people I know, so-called faithfuls, ungratefuls up there. Hey, man, you know, when we're not winning, you want to take your daughter, you want to take somebody to the game, man, give me $40 for both of my seats. Okay? Ronbo, they won't come get them. They won't come get them. No. So, yeah, I got a right to complain. When we're not winning and whoever not producing, I'll be highly ticked off. As a matter of fact, this year I just called my ticket liaison rep because last year, you know, the COVID restriction was over and they told us, well, we're not allowing fans on the sideline. And then there was all the family and friends and everybody was down there. So I let them know, look, this year, have my field passes because that comes with the privilege of having season tickets.
Ooh,
I want my field passes.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, I have field passes, you know, up until, of course, COVID. But I told them, don't run that week BS to me this year about, I said, yeah, you better have them field passes. I'll get my 2 field passes this year. Right. I'm not playing with you. So, you know, I do get upset, Ronbo, and I'm already going, like I told you, I've already taking care of my reservations. I'll be in the home opener, of course, always, and then I'll be in Denver that next week because I'm not scared of Little Rusty.
Yes, indeed. Well, we got to hook up that game. You got to call it and tell us how you're feeling. That's gonna be a game.
Yeah, and that weekend, of course, you know, I'll still be visiting with my son if he hasn't deployed because remember he's stationed in Colorado.
Okay.
And he's up there, so, you know, that's already been on the schedule before anything that, you know, I was going up there for that game. So hopefully he's still in country. Shout out to him, you know, serving his country, taking out his father and his grandfather. And, Ronbo, but I think we're going to be okay. Like I said, I think, and now they're starting to say, well, the naysayers that Trey will be good. Like Smitty called in the other day. Smitty has been raving about Trey forever. I would tell you that. Shout out to Smitty. I don't know if he's listening. He's a good friend of mine that lives in the Valley. Yeah. And I just think that they're going to be okay. All the way around, I think we're going to be okay. As a matter of fact, I have us going to the NFC Championship. Everybody think I'm crazy. You're like, and when what's the guy on ESPN? The last time he said we would go 3-13, we went to the Super Bowl. So when he said 9-8, he's a good luck charm.
You know what?
Is that Adam Rankins?
Been nothing but Adam Ranks, yeah. He's been the nicest guy ever since that year. He actually asked the 49er fan base to please not get carried away with the language as my family reads these. I feel sorry for him. Oh, Adam, man, that's right. Okay. And I never said anything bad. I just laughed at him, you know, after we won 8 or 9 games.
He said 9-8, Ronbo, and I said I'm going to at least throw 3 more games on there.
Adam, this year, you mean?
Yeah, he said 9-8.
Oh, I thought you meant that year because he gave us 3 wins. No, 9-8. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this year I got us going 12-5. I really see 12. When I look at that schedule, I see 12 wins. And Ronbo, I'm not worried about the chickens. We sweeping them for the first time ever. They getting swept.
I need to get over it, and the only thing that's going to stop my phobia is don't go in there finding a way to allow them to. We've let them beat us. It wasn't that they were beating the 49ers up. It's they were allowed to win the game. I said, look at this. See, here's another gift-wrapped game. Give it to the Hawks and got no business winning this game again. And
Ronbo,
where's my mind
that's a game since that game in Seattle 2019. I'll never miss a Seahawks game ever again at Levi. That's the first game I'm going to. And that's actually the only game up at Levi, like I said, I plan on going to because I only got 3 games so far that I want to go to this year. And hopefully the faithful come out and buy some tickets. Please be faithful and not ungrateful. Buy the tickets. But I think we're going to ball this year. And I'm going to be probably on edge after we get won 7 or 8, 9 games. And I'm going to have that itch to want to go.
Shabazz, what did it look like? How long have you been a season? You know what? Remember that year when the planes was flying overhead and protests? Jed York sell the team, and they show the seats. That's when the Cowboys was playing. You'd see 49er fans with more Cowboy fans sitting out there than 49er fans. You know, I was like, I knew one guy that was out in the parking lot filming. Here's what happens. I told these people if the 49ers lose this game, I'd burn my hat. So he pulls the fluid out, sprays his cap.
Well,
I'm sitting there almost getting ready to start crying. You put that on the barbecue pit and burn his hat up.
It hurts both ways because I've had my season tickets now for 6 years. And that year, I remember, and this was before the protest, and I'm guilty of. I brought 2 Cowboy fans, but they were my nephews. They were family members.
Yeah.
And so I brought them to the game. And when we're not winning, it is painful. When I remember the year before we got Solly, and I wanted Mahomes, and I was just there, and I did my video on my Insta, like, hey, I'm still here, and the Jets had beat us, and, nobody was there. So I've been there for the lowest of the lows and the highs of the highs of the NFC Championship. And through the years, I've known and I've met people in Santa Clara and in the Bay Area that are faithful, and I have relationships with them, and they're great people, like yourself. Like my neighbor, his name's Derek. Nice. And the NFC Championship was so sad there. And I got a video of a Trader fan saying that he was on the bandwagon and he was rooting on the Niners. And I was like, this is horrible because all these people here aren't 49er fans. Yeah. Because when we were losing, I never seen none of these people. They didn't call in to you. No. They didn't come to no games. And it was a bittersweet. It was a bittersweet taste because it was like, I know the people that I got people, Ronbo, that I've been in Minnesota with, that I've been in Seattle with, that I've been in Chicago with. These are people that I know personally, that I've been to Dallas with, that I've been in Green Bay with, that I've been on the road in all these places with real faithfuls. Like, hey, Shabazz that stopped me in Cincinnati, that stopped me in Tampa. And then we got to that NFC Championship, and I see all these faces I've never seen before. And I'm like, I know half of y'all are 30 y'all are Raider fans, and this isn't cool at all because it just sucks. So yeah.
It does. Well, fam, we got to go. That was A-Bomb I was talking about, by the way, if you know him, that was burning up his hat out in the parking lot. Yeah.
No, I don't know him, but hey, it is what it is. But I'm going to check back in Tuesday, man, and I'm a faithful. Like I said, Ronbo, we can go, God forbid now, we can go 1-16. But I'm still going to have my Niners jersey on. I'm still going to have my tickets, and I'm going to still be in the bed. And I think that's kind of a good thing because at least I'll be able to get food without nobody to bother me.
See, there's always advantages. I see you Tuesday, fam. I always appreciate you getting in there. All right.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, Shabazz. Talk later.
Shabazz. Ronbo.
Go ahead, Ellis.
This E. When the next time he get on, man, if he got some games, if he want to delegate some of those tickets, man, I'll gladly come and snatch them from my brother.
All right.
So Shabazz, this is Ellis, my brother.
This is not the first time Shabazz has done that. Yeah. So he comes in and announces it all the time. Yeah. So okay.
It's for life. Yeah. Pass it on. All right.
All right. All right. There you go, Shabazz. You will not be left hanging. Not this year. You won't. All right. Good stuff, Ellis. Let's go check out Bethel.
Hey, Ronbo.
Bethel, your elite wide receiver room has been declared. PFF. It's not just us who think they're good. PFF ranks them, and they use the numbers to prove it. And Omenihu. Bethel, how do you feel about my boy Omenihu? I loved reading about him. I think this is going to be a breakout year. He didn't know what he was doing last year, and he still did good work. Ask Dak Prescott. Dak wants nothing to do with Omenihu.
Yeah. And I remember
for life.
I remember some of the Dallas Cowboys fans were mad that he came to us.
Really? Did they want Omenihu? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that they were mad that they didn't even sign him.
They knew about him. He's from Texas. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and one thing that that Shabazz and I always love to go to games because I don't have a lot of money, but I try to get as much. But I only had one bad experience, and that was when we went played the Rams and we lost, and my friend left to go do something, and I was by myself, and there's a guy driving by, and he's all like, said, a bunch of stuff about the 49ers. I'm all like, I couldn't say nothing because we lost. And, and plus, I'm not those people that like to cause trouble. So, that's the only bad moment I ever had actually going to a game at Levi's. That,
it's
kinda,
easy to get into things. I've come so close on so many times. I got into shouting matches, but cooler heads prevail. Back at Candlestick in those days, man. Also, I used to go to Giants games, and the fans can get really stupid. I don't know what they're thinking. You just can't say things to people and expect them not to say anything back. A couple of times I was with family members, and there were women there, and I had to remain calm. But when I went with my boys a few times, man, rock and roll was about to happen. God, it's so mad because it's an emotional sport, get people crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and me, I don't like to talk trouble or anything, so I didn't do nothing bad. But if that guy got lucky, or somebody, if it wasn't somebody else, they probably would have threw something at that car or did something to him. But I'm all like, you know what? He's probably mad that we lost or something, so he's just taking it out on me. So
it's
I'm all
best.
like, that's fine.
It's best not to. It really is. When you get through it and get home, you're glad you acted as you did. But in the meantime, you're still hot when it happens. Just, look, the fuse goes off. Bethel, between religion, politics, and sports, I think those are the 2 of 3 things that can raise a man's blood pressure really quickly. Women too, for that matter.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it does. But me, being a fan for a long time, I been through everything, and I've been through, the painful where, you just stuff that you can't believe that happened, and you're like, come on, you want to see your team, go on, but it doesn't happen. But it's part of the game, and move on to next season, hope for the best. And I think they're probably saying about the wide receivers because of all the depth that we have with the wide receivers right now. And imagine we had Jimmy G, what he did with the wide receivers. So now they're seeing that we have Trey Lance, that's going to be a little bit more mobile, a little bit more gunslinger. Going to probably take care of the ball a little bit better because he's not the kind of type of guy that likes to throw interception. So, and I've seen a tape on that they put him. They're comparing him to the Eagles quarterback number 5 when he played his first and second year. Is it Madame or?
Who is that? I can't think, but I know what you're talking about. But yeah.
Yeah, that his first 6 games, he threw 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and his second season, he took them to the playoffs or to a Super Bowl, I think it was. So they were saying that Trey Lance has a little bit better speed, a little bit better accuracy. So he'll probably do a lot better than him his second year, and so that's why they're saying that we have one of the best elite wide receivers. Because of that. So.
Donovan McNabb, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Thanks, Jaime.
And and another thing for the Bears fan, I was seeing that Justin Fields was throwing darts at practice, but he was throwing it to a hole, to a net. I'm like, that's practice. You cannot compare practice to a real game.
But he can work on
the same thing that you said.
Yeah, but he can work on his accuracy, which is important.
Yeah, but in a real game,
it's not gonna be just a net.
The same thing.
There's gonna be somebody running along.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the net. Yeah.
Well, it's a drill. It's just a drill, and that's okay. I'd rather see him throwing through tires the old-fashioned way because the tire hole is small,
Yeah.
You really got to put that ball on the money then.
And then have somebody, go in your face and be all on your face.
Well,
and if you could throw it accuracy,
yeah.
now that.
Well, you know what? Every
where it's
quarterback has to deal with that, though. That's the test right there.
Yeah.
Well, fam, let me. I'll tell you what. I'm going to see you Tuesday, Bethel. Always appreciate you getting in there because you always do. I love it. So let me come on back Tuesday. Let's finish or talk some more.
All right, Ronbo. Like always, punch the like and let's go Niners.
Yeah. There he goes. Dude, Bethel. Have a great night, fam. And as Legit.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Legit, man. We're sitting here checking out. We're looking at the 49ers. We're looking at the promise of the future. Notice I use the word promise. The hope of the future. As we look at it, we've finally got an offensive crew, a wide receiver group that really is solid. They got experience. They got numbers. They are badass. You got Deebo, and you knew they would be the best, one of the better 1-2 punches. Didn't know how high, but they're ranked in the top 10 already. Just looking at them as far as what they expect to get out of them next year. Then you got Juwan Jennings, who's looking like a very solid third guy, but he's got to deal with Ray McLeod and also the new kid, which I don't think is going to be a factor. Not as far as the third guy this year. The speeds that we picked up in the draft. But are you impressed with that? And tell me about what you're feeling about my dude, Charles Omenihu. And Frank Gore is also going to be working in the 49ers front office. To what extent do you want to see that? How do you want to see that work out?
Well, one thing is that the receivers, I totally agree with the assessment. I think what we have to do is we got to feed them. And what I mean by that is that, Kyle Shanahan needs to, evolve a little bit. And, I understand we got to run in, we got to do those little short passes, but you in the game plan, you got to have a little bit of everything. And I totally understand that you can't go deep all the time, but you got to once in a while take your chances just to, stretch it out. So with the receivers that we have the ability to show to throw like 10-yard passes, 20-yard passes, and then maybe a couple of 40 or beyond, passes. So if we do that and strategically do it at the right time, we could blow people out of the water. Niners. One thing that I take pride about being a Niner fan, especially looking at the way the Niners used to win the Super Bowls, is that the key word is that we used to make adjustments. If a team was, figuring this out, because we're throwing little bubble passes, we have to once in a while, you have to take a little bit of a risk, not careless risk where you're going to throw an interception, but you got to dictate to the defense a little bit. It's kind of like boxing, If the guy's blocking you, you got to figure out where to hit him in a different way. And I think that's where Shanahan needs to kind of just snap out of it, and he has to have a little bit of a killer instinct, because the Niners are the Cadillac of the NFL, man. And for all them Ram fans that are out there, they're like one of them old beat up cars, man. Niners. You just look at the way the Niners uniform looks when it goes out there. Woo! That Niners uniform. My favorite thing, Rumble, is when I see the Niners on TV, especially when the lights hitting them. Woo! The Niners are looking good. So we gotta then believe that we look good, and we gotta play good, and then Shanahan has to believe in his receivers. Now, what's the excuse now? Again, I understand you gotta look at the defense, but once in a while you gotta look at the defense and say, you got your players, well, I got mine. Let's see which one is better. Let them battle for the ball. Don't deny them that opportunity by doing too conservative. And then you and Ellis, Ronbo, you guys said something really crucial earlier. Our running backs keep getting hurt because, we have our main runner who's eventually going to need, a little bit of a spell, a little bit of a rest. So you got to tell the people on the sidelines, look, Elijah Mitchell has ran it already 20 times. We're going to have to bring one of you guys in so So you guys should start warming up on the sideline a little bit, at least moving your legs around or
I
something.
said, don't be getting tight over here, standing around. Exactly.
Exactly, man. I remember watching coverage, Monday night coverage, and they would have more cameras out there, and you would see players having the trainers stretching their legs out, moving them to the side, and these players weren't playing yet. They were just getting ready just in case the main starter goes down, then you're in. And I think the word professionalism is kind of lost nowadays. Is that you guys are professional, man? You got to treat your body like at the highest level, just in case. Oh, somebody went down. You ready?
You ready to go? Are you ready? And you go out there ice cold. If I had it my way, legit, I'd tell you what, I'd have like about 6 or 7 bicycles way back in the distance, so nobody can run into them or anything.
Exactly.
Guys, I want you guys get pedal up, keep a sweat on, keep a heat on. Because if you come out here all of a sudden cold and you pull up lame, now see, this is why you're supposed to keep your head in the game. And be ready. Your number can get called at any time. And I know that's unrealistic because you're not getting pros to do that, but you need to. Man.
But you're paying. They're getting paid bucks, man. And then on the side of the fans, I'm glad that the fans are demanding that we win. Man, they put a lot of effort into this. The games are not cheap, man. And then you go in there and have to spend all kinds of money. We want to win, man.
Well, and at least look like you're putting in a legitimate effort, because other teams want to win too. But laziness, half-hearted play, blasé playing. Don't give me that. We like Dante Pettis. I will always use him as an example of exactly what I don't want to see in my football team. I seen Dante pull up on plays. I don't know if anybody noticed. I said, because I know what that looks like when I see it, because he played the game. And I've seen guys pull up because they thought they was about to get smacked. Dante used to not run through routes. The ball go flying into the dirt. And I said, okay, see that? That's going to get blamed on the quarterback. Well, that's Dante. Dante could have made that play.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to get zapped. What kind of football player? God. Wide receiver.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, Ronbo, I agree with you on that. And that's where coaching kicks in, and you got to tell them straight up because again, these are like professional players. I got to stress that point. So you got to tell people like, Pettis, like, okay, man, you didn't run that pattern the way you were supposed to. We're gonna have to cut you. And I know there's money involved in all that stuff, but you got to send the message to anybody that's going to be on the team that we can't have people that are not willing, to. You're not gonna die, man. Especially with the rules the way they are nowadays.
Are you here to play or not?
Back in the
That's
day,
the line. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, guys, we're getting Kurt. Legit, we gotta go, though, fam. This is fun.
Yeah, but Ronbo, just want to say, Ronbo, Niner fans, if you're at the game, make a lot of noise, because I've been to some games where people are not even paying attention. It's 3rd down and 1 for the other team. And when nobody's distracting them, you got to make some noise. Yeah. And the other thing too is on defense, you got to make some noise too. So the fans play a huge role in this. But
they depend
Ronbo,
on
a pleasure
that.
talking to you again. Yeah, heck yeah. It's
Thanks,
a formula. It's a winning formula. All of us got to put a little bit of effort into it. But yeah, Ronbo, I haven't called in a while, man. But this is legit from the Bay. Just want to say a shout out to my nephew Gordo and my buddy Max Zay from the Bay. And, man, the Niners, man, we're going to get that 6th Super Bowl. And then, I know the Patriots got lots of Super Bowls, but guess who did it? The guy from the Bay Area, Tom Brady. And the only team that I respect a little bit is Pittsburgh because they've been, traditionally they deserve, they got those Super Bowls. But when we get ours, we're going to be at the top of the list again, man. So it's going to happen, Rumble. But it's going to happen this year. Yeah. Watch. Trey Lance is going to do it, man. But have a good night, Rumble.
You too.
Everybody's out there, man. I love all the 49er fans, and stay safe. Don't get caught up and get pulled into some crap. Bethel, you're a gentleman that you didn't let that guy pull you in. That guy was a piece of crap. So you're the classy 49er fan, man.
There you go. All right, fam. Great stuff.
All right,
we'll be back Tuesday. All right, legit.
Yeah, you're gonna hear me a little bit more. It's legit from the Bay, and I'm I'm going to start chiming in a little bit more, but you have a good night, Rumble.
You too.
Okay.
Appreciate you, fam.
All right, man. All right. All right.
And let's go over to Atlanta's Tony. Tony. Oh, Tone.
Ronbo, what it is.
Tony, it's like, we got a couple of weeks before it really gets crazy, but it was like encouraging to hear that somebody else, because, as a fan of your own team, you can't really make unbiased statements about your team, right? You look at Ready to Go. Now, most of what he says is false, but he believes it. And then you look at Mike over in Chicago and Don Bird being the better example. Now, Don Bird thinks his team is going to be good to the point where he said if his team sweeps the Bears, that we will unblock him, and I'll be damned if we're not going. We're going to do it.
Well, don't get your hopes up because that ain't happening.
That was the most. That's the most comical bet. But, that's fun of the season because I'm going to be watching those Bears and the Lions games because, neither team is probably going anywhere, but it's going to be fun to watch them now. I said, oh, here they come. I'm going to remind hey, guys, remember, the Giants and Lions are playing. You better wake up a little early and watch that game.
Hey, Ronbo.
Yes.
You got a guy in your chat, Power Fitness.
Yeah.
He hates Kyle Shanahan. He's been dogging Kyle Shanahan for the last hour. He wants him gone.
We haven't seen Power Fitness in a long time. He announced himself coming in, though. It's pretty funny. I'm back, bitches. Tony, Kyle has, I think, two schools of folks. I think the ones that really love him, there is a group of people that really don't like him.
It's headed by Power Fitness because he's talking about he's going to get fired this season.
You know what? Here's the thing, and I address this Power Fitness as well. Okay, you get rid of Kyle Shanahan. We've done pretty well, actually, when everybody was healthy, which has been the toughest thing. Now, who do you go get? See, this is my problem. I always worry when you get rid of something that's not doing bad. It could do better, but it's not doing bad at all. Now, what do you get? You get guys like what Chicago just got rid of.
Exactly. I'm really excited about it because nobody sees us coming. We drafted well the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. We picked up Casey Haywood, the cornerback, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. We got him as our number 2 corner. Mm-hmm. We drafted Drake London. I'm excited to see him play. And I told you about
that's right.
Here.
You did pick him up. It was kind of surprising that everybody's watching.
First receiver taken. Him to go with Cordell Patterson. And I heard what you said about Deebo Samuel being 4 at the receiver. I'm pleading for that with the Falcons. Just let Cordell Patterson play receiver and not at the running back position. Well, he's 31, 32. Let him be that number 2.
Yeah.
Help Drake London. We put them 2 with Kyle Pitts.
Oh.
And we got Brian Epps from the Raiders. And then we got Olamide Zaccheaus, who had 500 yards. As our
draft crush. I'm going to be watching Pitts again this year because I know I'm right about him. And dude, he just needs to get comfortable this year in the NFL. Now look out. I think he's going to do well what's the quarterback's name?
Marcus Mariota.
Yeah,
Watch out for him.
Marcus looked good that last time I seen him with the Raiders. Maybe he just needed to get out of Tennessee. I think you guys got a good deal there. Let's see what he looks like.
Got to remember when he was in Tennessee, who was our offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, who was our head coach. That's why we signed him. So he knows.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
And then we got Jackson Williams. Sorry, Ronbo, the guy that did what he did to y'all in the Super Bowl.
Who?
He's going to be our backup, like a Tevin Coleman. So Tyler out there.
Tevin Coleman. Wait a minute. Wait. Who'd you get? You said?
Damian Williams in free agency.
Damian Williams.
In the Super Bowl.
Oh, he played with it. He did play with the Chiefs, didn't he? That's the guy, huh? He had a field day in that fourth quarter. And you know what? That's the thing that 49ers worked on. We stopped the run, and Damian got cooking. And the wheels just fell off in that Super Bowl the last few minutes. That's the most bizarre thing.
It was very bizarre. Y'all giving up all the points in the fourth quarter, the last few minutes.
49ers never gave up that many points within that span of time all year long. That's that's fine.
You got
Live and learn.
Tyron Davis Price,
Yeah.
him, and your other guy. Y'all gonna ball.
Elijah
Y'all might
Mitchell.
be leading
Yeah. It's a
Y'all might
Thunder
be
Lightning
leading
group. Yeah.
Yep. And Ronbo, give that offensive lineman out of Arizona State a chance.
Which one?
The free agent. It's something about him I like. I watched some of his games.
Oh, West? I forget his name. Is his last name West?
I hope he out there.
Yeah. You know, I like Poe is too small from what they say. He's only 6'1", but he goes over 300 pounds. He doesn't look like it. You know, he looks big, but he doesn't look fat to me. I mean, the dude's out there running and moving well. I want Kyle to keep him in for no other reason. I want to see him out on a pass play at least once or twice before they decided to close that book. So, look at that big moose move. You know what? If you're playing defensive back or any defensive back of any size, if you're playing linebacker, when he goes rumbling across the field, you have to make a business decision. You know, when you throw him the ball, if you don't get there before the ball does to make that play, get out the way, get out the way. That's 300 pounds moving. It's speed times distance. If he's running 30 or 40 yards, you can add that up to the weight and distance. You can figure out the impact quickly. You want to step in front of that train? No, don't do it. So that Poe could be interesting.
Bravo, I told Ready to go. All joke, we joke around, we mix it up. I said, all joke aside, this is football talk here. I said, every team that plays y'all is going to play their best game against the defending Super Bowl champion.
I saw that post.
Got this. I was like, okay. I said, buckle up.
Because every team, you're right, every team every week's going to bring their best game just because of who you are.
Don't think my Falcons, we coming in there to get a victory. We go to SoFi, we coming in there to get a victory.
Mm-hmm. And I hope you get it, too.
We drafted two outside linebackers. One of them had 2.5 sacks in the Senior Bowl. D'Angelo Malone. The other one is Penn State. Arnold Ibadike.
Yeah.
We got some edge rushers.
Hey, because all you guys needed was defense. Falcons are famous for their offense. You just need to play some defense, and you'll be in the mix.
We got two young safeties, Ronbo. I told you about Jalen Hawkins out of Cal.
Mm-hmm.
They had Cal with penalties. He had 5 interceptions last year and was on part-time duty. He's our strong safety. And then our second string guy, Richie Grant, he was learning the system last year. Now he's going to be our starting free safety this year. Our second-round pick from last year. So the Falcons, we coming. And I like the fact that we're young. We got some veterans, though.
Yeah, and still inspired, haven't got paid beyond the rookie contract. You got to deal with Tom Brady and company, and people are picking the Saints like the Saints are going someplace.
Yeah, and I'm glad they're picking us to have less than five wins. I'm like,
is that right? Less than 5? Oh my God! Yep. Well, that's
ready
always
to go. And on my team, Ready to Go says we're garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And same with Power Fitness, say we're trash. Yeah, we'll see.
Adam Rank picked the 49ers to win 3 games that year. They went to the Super Bowl, too. So you know what? Those kind of things motivate teams and players to play their best football. So, Tony, you'll be fine. I just know it. I'm gonna see you Tuesday, too. All right?
Yes, sir. And the year that we went to the Super Bowl, they picked us to win 6 games.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Yeah. They get it wrong a lot.
A lot.
All right, Tony. Always great to talk to you. I'll talk to you later.
I respect to talk to you, sir. Hit the likes, folks. Hit the likes. There's 164 of us in the chat, but only 71 of us hit the like button. Hit that like button for the best live streamers in the business. Take care, Ronbo. I'll see you.
Thanks, Tony. All right. Talk to you later. And we go now to Texas, where Bill is being held hostage against the Cowboys. Bill!
What's up?
Bill, I'm just talking about my wide receivers tonight. Somebody's finally giving them notoriety besides us. And I like Charles Omenihu, who you probably know about, because I just found out, and I had no idea, that people in Dallas are wondering, how the hell did Omenihu get all over to San Francisco when he could have came to Dallas? I thought of that. And what did he do? Dak Prescott is trying to make plays in the playoffs, and there's Omenihu's all 6'6" of him, wrapping him up. Really? I forgot about that. Of course, Cowboy fans know about Omenihu. He's from Texas. Okay.
Yeah, well, he don't want to be a Cowboy when the 49ers parade comes to Texas.
Damn right.
He wants to be part of that number, the 49ers number. So when we start hosting the parade here in Texas, it's just separate, because I'll fund it. I'll host it. I'll make a big parade like the Joker. I'll make sure everyone in Texas sees the big, beautiful 49ers Super Bowl champions, something that they're never, ever going to get to see for a very long time. By the way, somebody was telling me the last Dallas Cowboy cheerleader that was cheerleading in Texas when they won a Super Bowl is now 65.
Who keeps those kind of stats?
Wow.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah. I was thinking about the last time they won a Super Bowl.
You got to bring...
So, and looking 90. 65 looking 90. Keep that in mind.
They should bring all those girls, that entire crew out. The girls are still around, and have them cheer one game for old time's sake. And have Willie Nelson in the background singing, "Mama, don't let your babies." Willie, we asked you to come and sing. We didn't need you to sing that song.
Yeah, but I don't think that they would like that too well here in Texas. They're afraid of that happening. It's going to happen. The 49er parade, a separate parade in Texas that won't have the players unless they want to show up. Optional. They can and host the parade for all the faithful here, so they can be tormented day and night, knowing that their team will never do anything until Jerry Jones sells the team to another owner.
Or
and that
hires,
might be 65.
Or hires a GM. Jones fooled himself into thinking that he's Jimmy. I do a good job as Jimmy Johnson. I'm not going to pay anybody all that money for a job I can do myself. Okay, Jerry, well, you know what? Jimmy Johnson will go down. Should have been a Hall of Famer. Is Jimmy Johnson in the Hall of Fame? I think he is. Anyway.
Well, see, the thing will have to be they have to fire McCarthy, too, and redo the whole team. They keep the quarterback, of course, but they might as well go ahead and let CeeDee Lamb go because he needs a ring and he ain't going to get one in Texas. Give him to the Niners. Okay? Just let it go. You're tormenting all these good players, giving them fake hope. It's never going to happen. Let them go. Rebuild.
Bill,
fire McCarthy. Start completely over.
Bill, do you know what's really bad, though? Do you know the Dallas Cowboys are still rated as one of the most popular franchises in professional sport in America? I still think they don't do those surveys in a way where they can cover everybody. I just don't believe that. It bothers me. I mean, better than the Yankees, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Steelers, us. It just in Dallas Cowboys, the most. God. I'm not reading that. Next time I see any caption that's trying to draw me into that article, I go in and read it just to get mad, I think. I'm not reading it again. I don't believe it. Somebody's lying.
Don't want that article is old. That article is old. That article is from the time they won their last Super Bowl, Ronbo. When their team was like 20 years old or something like that.
America's team.
Don't even get hyped up. That's an old article. It just hasn't been updated.
Yeah.
You're fine. It's okay. It's not updated. When the update comes is when we win our Super Bowl and we'll be the better team. Not maybe. I mean, I don't want to be called America's team. I like being called the Empire. I don't know what you think. We take over the Americans team over the Empire. That sounds pretty cool, don't you think?
I do. I really do.
and the parade and the big parade here in Texas, watching them cry, become memes. That's so beautiful. I mean, I have to get out here and torment. Oh yeah. Oh, Rudy and Ready to Blow and all you goofballs I'll be hearing you get on. Reality's going to hurt this year for y'all. They got you as number one. We're going to be like Muhammad Ali, okay? You better hear that saying. You're going to see how great the Niners are.
You know, Dallas Cowboys are actually the first ones, I believe, to start with those cheerleaders and that type of cheerleading system. I think.
Yeah, but, you know, they may be first, but they're going to finish last.
So, you know.
There's no saying. He who laughs last, laughs loudest.
That's it. You know, this is why it's so scary, Bill, because we've got 5. Dallas has got 5. The next one who wins can talk trash to the other one for as long as they like, because, man, I don't think so.
It ain't going to be the Cowboys.
They're just not.
It ain't going to be the Cowboys. The Mavericks have a better chance, and they just got eliminated to win in the finals before the Cowboys ever win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. So, you know.
And that's the same thought.
Yeah, this is like Dallas and San Francisco have been having a year, haven't they? Does Dallas have? They don't have a baseball team, do they?
Yeah, they do. It's the Astros, I think.
Oh yeah, one of them changed names. That was Astros belonged to Houston at one time. Wait a minute, I just realized something. You got the Mavericks and you got the Cowboys, and somebody said they were going to try to put another football team in Dallas because Dallas's area code is that big. I was loving it. Yes, please do anything you can to upset Jerry Jones. If you get another team in Dallas, that is going to cause that is going to be some problem. That'd be awesome.
It'll be fun. It'll be really, really comical, really funny. All the Cowboys fans burn the Cowboy gear. Cowboys go down to probably maybe a 20,000 fan base, and they'll have to pay the fans to become fans like the Rams. Oh, by the way, mentioning paid fans, you know, I bet you Rudy and Ready to Blow was actually a Niner fan until they got a paycheck from Los Angeles Rams to become a fan.
Yeah, because most of those fans out there are paid. The few that show up.
They're paid fans. That's what I'm going to call him, a paid fan. You know, I don't care if he likes it. He's a paid fan. And, you know, we talk about smack. So, you know, I'm going to put you out like that. You know, you're traded to the Niner organization. You're on here talking a lot of trash to the 49ers because you took the paycheck and you're feeling guilty.
Yeah.
You're feeling guilty of taking that paycheck and becoming a Ram fan. You want to come home.
They, you know, Bill, we got to go, but they stand to make a lot of money.
Bill, hey, you'll be one. Shout out. I'll see you Tuesday.
Looking forward to it, Bill. Niner! Bill and Shania. George, come on in, George.
Later.
Night, Bill. Oh, it's getting late, isn't it? I'm getting tired here. George. George of the jungle, tend to you and me. George.
Ronbo, can you hear me?
George, I can hear you. Come on in, George. And George, I was talking to you about, we were talking about the Rams. I mean, not the Rams. Yeah. We're talking about the 49ers wide receiver room. We're talking about Omenihu looking good. George, what are you thinking here, man? And Frank Gore is about to sign another contract with the 49ers. He's going to be in the front office.
Well, look, with Frank Gore, that'd be nice. You know, good advice. He's always been a fighter, a warrior on the field, so that's a good thing if we can have someone like him. With the whole Deebo thing, I keep stressing to people they won't hear or they won't listen, but everything that Deebo did was all meant for Jalen Hurd. That is why we kept him so long. I've said this before. You already know, Ronbo. I've said this before. Yeah. Okay. This was all for Jalen Hurd. He was a running back and a wide receiver in college, so this was all meant for him. Obviously, he couldn't stay healthy, so who had to step up? Deebo. And Deebo just became ultimate, you know? So I could see why he wants that money. And shoot, anybody here as much as you would say, oh, I'll do it for the team, I'll do it for the Niners and everything, but hey, you got to make sure that your family's taken care of, so you're going to go for the money. So Deebo did that. Deebo did everything that was pointed towards Jalen Hurd. Jalen Hurd, I think, was 1 year after Deebo, so then, you know, they didn't have to pay him right away.
He was a big guy and had hands, and as you mentioned, he could run. Do you know that Jalen Hurd had gotten up to 250? I wish I could have seen that dude. He was huge and ran with reckless abandon. I love the way he ran that ball. We missed out. People are like, get him out of here. I wish we could have seen him play. I really do.
Yeah. Well, come on. It should have been earlier than what had happened, right? But because they believe that if he can get healthy, everything that Deebo was going to do was going to be Jalen Hurts. So,
yeah. And I wonder if I do wonder if he could have done it better than Deebo, because Deebo was great at doing that. I didn't know he was going to be that good. The first couple times he did, hey, look at Deebo,
but you know what?
And then he kept doing it over.
You know what, Ronbo? Like coaches, scouts, this is what they get paid for, right? They get paid for to try to get the best athletes out there, and they picked up someone in Deebo who can do everything that was asked for by the 49ers. That's why he wants to get paid, because he said, I accomplished everything you asked for. So, by all means, you know, he should get paid, but it's a business. So if they can't pay him, they're going to try to do, you know, go around it and everything, but I hope he stays here. Brandon Ayuk's also going to be a great person. So many people, man. Shanahan is a genius. You know, if you look at the way this team is built, he is a genius. It might not go down every Sunday and stuff like that, or whatever game we have, you know, but if you really look at it, if things go, everything clicks, come on, we both, every Niner fan knows we'll be in the Super Bowl and we would win this because of the team we got.
You know what?
We all know that.
The only time we lose is because of injuries, mainly because of injuries. Even in last year's NFCCG, if I got a healthy Trent Williams and a Jimmy Garoppolo with both his hand and his shoulder working, Rams can't beat Jimmy. And they can't beat the 49ers.
Of course.
That was just one of those bad timed injury situations. Yeah.
No, Ronbo, you're absolutely right, because look at how far we got through the playoffs with these major injuries.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't 100%, you know.
He wasn't even 80.
And if he would have, who knows? We all know that he would have probably thrown an interception or two, but in the end,
but he probably would have thrown
we would
have
have had confidence to try to win, you know? Yeah, exactly. We could have won that. So if he wasn't injured.
That shot to George Kittle to start the game, Jimmy hits that shot all day.
But now, Ronbo, you and I. Okay, one more thing, Ronbo. You and I, we were both Jimmy fans, right? And people always said, oh, you guys are Jimmy fans, blah, 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 and you guys don't see. Okay, now we're on to Trey Lance, and I've heard it in your other podcasts, everything, the other ones you've had, and now you're on to Trey Lance because now it's like the next chapter.
Oh no, he's the quarterback.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I believe with you when we stuck with Jimmy, but now it's Trey Lance. So now I'm behind Trey Lance 100%.
Here's my thing, George. Oh, Jimmy gets trashed even now for all the things that he accomplished.
Of course.
That I have a problem standing by for. But yeah, no, it's on Trey Lance.
One last little joke, but when they said, oh yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo was in LA, Vivid Industries is in LA, which is a porn studio. So of course you'll find porn star Jimmy G in Studio City.
You can get that job. You can get that job anywhere.
Yeah.
Those
you know he's there. That's
everywhere.
why he's in LA. So, but other than that, man, thank you for taking my call.
Hey, no problem, George.
Jalen Hurts should have been Deebo. So
yeah,
let's look at that. but Jalen Hurts failed. So,
All right. His body failed, unfortunately.
All right,
George.
Ronbo.
Have a great night. We'll see. I'll be back Tuesday. All right.
For sure, man. All right, man.
Yeah. All right. That's it. I'm spent, burnt up. I'll tell you what, fam. Tuesday, though. Thanks for contributions tonight, guys. And please, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so we get ready to talk 49ers football. I can find you. Hit the like, please. I'll see you Tuesday. I guess that wakes me right on up.